We started. We in here.
We are in here,
We
man.
live. We live. What's good? What's good? How we doing? How we doing, nation? How we doing? This is my first live. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Uh, you can see I got my guest Sanjit with me. Thank you for showing up, man. Thank you for putting on for me. But y'all know this is my first live, man. I've been away for. I've been on tour basically, man. Going between everybody's pages. Finally, I got my first one. I had to do it. I'm getting some subscribers now, man. I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing lately. I really do appreciate it. Y'all been really putting on for me. Is it blurry? Is it still blurry, man?
Kind of. For at least for me, it's kind of blurry. But I don't know if other people it's blurry for them as well. But usually, I've noticed with Streamlabs, like usually it'll start off blurry and then it gets better as you kind of continue to go.
Okay. Let me see if I could do a couple of things. Just I'm not sure. See if I could change a couple of things so it's not too blurry. How is it now? Still blurry?
It looks a little bit better.
All right. But hey, everybody that's in the comments, man, I appreciate y'all showing up. We about to get this thing started. Few things I wanted to talk about today. If anybody got anything they want to talk about, go ahead and drop it down in the comments. But really, I just wanted to say thank you to all my new subscribers, everybody that's been helping me grow this channel. I really do appreciate you guys. But yeah, man. Hey, welcome Raider Nation. As you see, I got my boy GT with me. We're gonna later on. I talked to Graphk already. I talked to Honcho already. They said they're gonna be in a little bit, just here shortly. Today, I kind of just wanted to go over a few things. Got to really get creative with it in this time of the season, and really find those tricky topics, you know. And I really wanted to start on the defense and on the back end of the defense at the safety position. I know we talked about Merrick and Abram, and that's who I want to start off with. And basically, what I'm getting at is who has more potential. I just want to start off. Who has more potential, Merrick or Abram? And I kind of want to get your thoughts on that, Sanjit.
Yeah, man, that's interesting. Because I honestly think right now, we've already seen Abram for 2 seasons, right? So if you really think about it, like we know what Abram is, but at the same time, you got to always keep in mind he was hurt for 1 year, right? And he wasn't just hurt for like 2 games. He was hurt for the whole damn season. If you ask me who has more potential, I think right now Trayvon Merrick has more potential because we haven't really seen what he can do. But here's the thing. I do think that I think Jonathan Abram's going to be a really good football player. And at the same time, I think Trayvon Merrick's going to be a really good football player. So if you ask me who has more potential, I would say Merrick, not by a lot, but I think both guys are going to be Pro Bowl players, right? And I do think the Raiders are going to have one of the best safety duos. Like you look back at our safeties like after the end of this year, I think we're going to be really, really good. How do you feel about it? Like, what are your thoughts? And obviously, I'm going to assume you do think that it's Merrick and Abram, right? Those are our 2 starting safeties.
Yeah, I was saying that. So I guess, yeah, you could say I was basically assuming that. But I think it's hard to say, I feel like at this point, we just have the best safety duo in the league, or we potentially will have the best safety duo in the league. I just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. I'm trying to figure out how to multitask and read the chat at the same time. Just pay attention to my guests. What's going on, Mike Nizer? What's going on? We got, what else we got in here? What's going on? EC Everett, everybody, Daryl Dorick. If I messed up your name, my fault, man. What we got? But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the chat. Who has more potential, Abram or Murray? But to answer your question, the question, Sanjit, I would say Merrick. I would agree with that. We haven't really seen what he's done, obviously, because he's just coming into the camp. And Abram, he just has to stay healthy. So he has to stay healthy. He has to get disciplined, and he can't, be too wild. I know me and you agree that we want him to continue to do what he does. You know what I mean? What people may say is too much, but yeah. I think that's just part of his game. But honestly, I would say Merrick probably has the more potential, especially at the free safety spot. I feel like the free safeties are actually harder to come by than a strong safety. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Especially playing at a high level. So basically that's what I would have to say about that. And
Some
at the end of the day, I'm just glad that we got the guy we wanted in Mirig. And this season, man, this defense really has to step up.
That's the one thing that's holding us back, man, is the defense. Like, you can't blame the 10th ranked offense for anything, right? Like, if we don't win, primarily it's because of the defense. Now, there were a couple of games I would say the defense technically won us, right? For sure, the Browns game, right? The defense won us that one Browns game. At the same time, you could make an argument about that Chargers game the first time because technically the defense did make the play at the end of the game. But even with that game, I guess technically at the same time, you can make the argument that the offense went downfield and scored. And really, the defense just got lucky on the last play, man. Like, we could have easily lost that game, and then we would have blamed the defense for losing. But this year specifically, man, our defense has to step up. We have to win games. You know what's interesting is our defense this year, at almost every single like positional unit, we're so much better than last year. You look at the D-line, you look at the linebackers, you look at the corners, the safeties, everyone's just better than last year. So there's no way our defense can finish worse than last year.
No, I hear you, man. I got a guest backstage waiting right now. I had him waiting for a little bit. Let's get him on the show, man. You know who it is. Since we speaking about DBs, it's just right that we get him in. Let's see what he got to say, man. None other than Raider Honcho. What's good, man?
Yeah. What's up with it, man? What's up with it?
Hey, perfect timing, man. We got the DB coach, and we speaking on the DBs as well. And right now, the question is, who has the higher ceiling or the most potential between Abram at strong safety or Merrick at free safety? Right now, we got Sanjit said Merrick. I said Merrick as well. But what you got, man?
Well, look, before I even get into that, man, let me let y'all know, man, I'm sick as a dog right now. So, like,
COVID.
Yeah, I got to get that COVID test tomorrow. My kids got tested today. They came back negative. So I just got to figure out what's going on. I'm super sick right now. But my guy Ray the Tape always supported the channel, man, from the beginning. So it was only right that I pull up, pop out, and you know, do what I got to do, man. I ain't no sucker. You feel me? But yeah, man, I just want to let you know, man, I really like what you're doing over there with Ray the Tape, man. I like your videos and stuff, man. So just keep doing your thing, man. But as far as who got the most potential or higher ceiling, you know what? I'm gonna agree with you guys and say that it's Trayvon Merrick, but I think it's a lot closer than the casual fan would think. I think that's because we've seen the worst of Jonathan Abram, right? We haven't seen the worst of Trayvon Merrick yet, right? But I also don't think we've seen the best of Jonathan Abram by far. So I would agree that Trayvon Merrick does have the higher ceiling, but I also think that it's a lot closer than people think, because I think that Jonathan Abram is going to be a really good, strong safety, box safety for us. And I also just think Trayvon Merrick is going to be awesome as well. But I think we've already seen what he can do. We just need to see it on a bigger screen. We haven't really seen what Jonathan Abram could do yet because he wasn't that highly touted out of college. It's not like we saw him every day coming out of Mississippi State. So I just think that we haven't really seen what he can do, and we know what Trayvon Merrick can do, but I think it's a little closer than people think.
Okay. Hey, perfect on the perfect note, man. It's just happening all perfectly besides my camera because I'm looking like a Roblox character right now.
You got that Wi-Fi? You on Wi-Fi?
I don't got the Ethernet cord. Maybe that's it.
Hey, yo, I'm telling you, you see the lineup looking crispy. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. But on that note, we got our man backstage, man. Last night we was getting lit for sure. But right now I'm about to bring my boy in. You know what I mean? That man, Graphk Raider. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I'm glad everybody can make it, dog.
What's up with my brothers, man?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all got a quick capping on me in the chat, man. Talking about I'm on that cell phone, on that flip cell phone.
that boy got the whole Minecraft thing going, huh?
Yeah, you looking shaky.
I'm stealing Wi-Fi from McDonald's.
What's up with my brothers, man? What we talking about tonight? Hey, I heard Honcho too, brother. Hey, I'm praying for you, King. I hope you get better soon, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Get well soon, man. I'm glad your kids' test came back negative and all that, man. Health is wealth.
Yeah. Shit is crazy out here. Shit is spooky right now, man. I can't breathe. My chest hurting and shit. I'm like, yo, but I committed to pulling up tonight. So I said, yo, whatever I can do, I got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Yes, sir. Right there.
Straight
But
up.
we got right now we was wondering, me, Sanjit, and Honcho all got the same person right now. But what I was asking was who has the most potential out of Mirig or Abram? You there? You froze?
He's frozen.
Oh, he frozen. See,
Damn,
I'm not the only one stealing Wi-Fi.
Nah. I think raid the tape. Your Wi-Fi contagious, bro. That shit contagious.
Ray Avengers. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going on.
Well, hold on.
People.
Hold on. For everybody in the chat, man, that's coming at my diet, bro. Your diet don't give you COVID, man. Chill out. It ain't 7-Eleven's fault, man.
Nah, I hear you. But let me see if I can get Docs back. See if he'll jump back in here. See if we can get him back up in here. But yeah, a lot of people are agreeing with the Mirig. I mean, I feel like that's basically what you got to go with. Like Honcho was saying, we seen the bad of Abrams.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And it was bad. It was bad too.
It was bad, and especially when you come in your rookie year and you basically get, get hurt and you out the whole season.
Yeah.
Honcho, you good? I mean, Graph, you good?
Yeah, my bad, brother. I had to switch over to my my laptop. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, bro, I think your shit really is contagious, bro. I don't know what the
it might be, man. I might have to turn it. I might have to go. I might have to do something. I don't know.
Oh shit!
Open up a couple doors or some shit.
Now, I got married though. I for sure got married, man. I think we kind of know what Jonathan Abrams about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, he's gonna continue to get better. I think he could be a great player. I just think Merrick is one of those special type talents, man. Ball hawk. I mean, the Duke. I mean, I just see more promise with him. I mean, where were y'all at with it?
I mean, we said Merrick as well.
Okay.
So all four of us basically agreed. And what I was doing, I was basically starting with the defense on the back end, and that's basically the question I had with the safeties and I just wanted to see where we're at with that. And do you guys think we have the most? We could have a top 3 safety duo in this league at this point.
Yeah,
absolutely. You look at Abram and you look at Merrick, and then on top of that, you got to look at the depth too, right? Because those two guys aren't the only guys that are going to be playing. You look at the depth in Tyree Gillespie and how much potential he has. Diablo just depends where he lines up, but I really think we could have a top 3 to 5 safety duo. Now, I don't know if that'll be this year, right? You got to give the guys some time to develop. But over time, man, I really do think that we have something special.
For sure. I'm actually excited about Carl Joseph as well because he doesn't have to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, he can just come in and play his game, and he's not going to be our starting, a starting safety. He'll probably be healthy a lot more too. You know what I mean? So I want to see what Carl can do under this Gus Bradley system as well, man. So I'm very excited about this. The Jack Boys, right? Is that what we say, Honcho? That's what we calling it, right?
That's what it is. We coming to take shit. We taking shit, bro. We taking what you got. We taking it.
We on
straight up.
I mean, hold up, but I seen Honcho shaking his head a little bit when I said top 3. What you got going on, man?
You know what it is for me? It's just that. And look, let me make sure I say this clear. Like, I don't want to put any type of expectations on them without seeing them together back there. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what type of learning curve that Merrick might be on. We don't know what the rotation is going to look like. I think that they brought Gillespie into play, so I think he's going to play a lot more than people think. So it's a little early for me. And on top of that, I don't think they need to be a top 3 for them to be effective. You know what I mean? So I don't want to put that kind of on them. And then if they're a 7th or 8th best, then it looks bad. You know what I'm saying? So I just would like to pump the brakes on that for me. But the potential is definitely there. But there's some good safety duos out there, bro. For sure.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I mean,
and hold on, Graph. You said something about Carl Joseph. Do you think Carl Joseph's gonna back up Jonathan Abram?
I do.
Or you think he's gonna kind of go and flip back and forth between free safety and strong?
Well, I mean, that is a good question because we know Tyree's going to be what? More a strong safety, right? I mean,
which one?
Gillespie.
Nah, I think they want him to play free.
For real?
From what I'm hearing from Gruden, I watched the interview and he was saying that Tyree Gillespie is going to add a lot of speed in the middle of that secondary. Okay, so I assumed he meant free safety.
Okay, because we know that Carl can play a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So the versatility alone too is just I love to have somebody there that if somebody goes down, we don't have to worry about it. We got a player like Carl Joseph that is proven in this league.
I agree.
He's not a proven great, but he's proven. You know what I mean? He can play, man.
He can play. He can play for sure.
Most definitely. Even Cleveland, man. I seen a lot of their fans when I talked to them at the draft, and they were like, "You guys got you a good one." And I'm like, "I know. I mean, shit, we had him first."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, I mean, hey, I'm excited to see what Carl can do. Like I said, for him to not have to be that guy, it's gonna be a lot. He's gonna be a lot better, man. A lot better. Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. So you guys agree? Because I agree with you guys. I think Tyree Gillespie is a free safety. If Jonathan Abram were to get hurt, who plays strong safety?
Carl Joseph at that point.
You guys think Merrick could potentially play strong safety? They put him into the box.
I wouldn't want to do that to that young pup, man. You know what I mean? Like I want him back roaming, man.
I think honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Diablo there before they put Merrick there. Yep. But let's be fair though. Merrick is almost the same size or bigger than Jonathan Abram. Like they might not look it because he's built differently. He's like a mesomorph and what's name's an endomorph type shit. But I think Merrick is taller and weighs the same as Jonathan Abram. So I think physically he could do it, but I just don't think that's his game. Not on that level.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have 4 safeties rotating like that, because it's going to bring me to my cornerback question. When you have 4 safeties rotating like that, and you have Gus Bradley as the defensive coordinator, a lot of times you'll have 3 safeties on the field. So when you have Arnett, Mullen, and Casey Hayward, do you see any like playing time for a Hobbs or a Meek or any players like that?
I think that Nate Hobbs is going to have every opportunity in the world to get some playing time this season. I still think I think Isaiah Johnson is still one of those guys we have to keep an eye on as well. Just his build alone, Gus Bradley loves that tall, lanky kind of build. I can see Isaiah Johnson getting a lot of run. I just think of Meek, man. I love a Meek's game. I know the height is an issue, man. And I know it's always been an issue with him since high school. Let's just be honest. But I don't really see any room with him. Hobbs, I'm excited about this kid, man. I've been watching more film. Sanjit really talked me into watching more film, man, because he low-key killed me and Scout the other night on my channel. So,
shit.
Yeah,
it'd be like that.
it was spooky, bro. So, I had to get up, you know what I mean? Pull that tape up, man. But
yeah,
you know,
when you talk about Hobbs, I think Hobbs, I don't want to wild out right now, and this might be a hot take. I think Hobbs is every bit as good as Damon Arnett was last year. I mean, right now. And I know Damon Arnett didn't play well. That's why I'm saying that. But just the physical side of it, like the attributes that he has, if he just understands how to play the position better than Arnett, he's right there with him. I mean, he just has certain things that Arnett just can't do physically. The intangible. So I think Hobbs, and I talked to Sanjit about this. I didn't even think we needed to draft Hobbs. I don't know if he would have got drafted, but I think he's going to get an opportunity to play. And he seems like just a dog, man. He don't look like a guy that's coming in there to get a jersey, man. He looked like he's trying to get on the dirt. So
hey, real quick side note, Hey Ray, everybody in the chat, man, shout out to the nation. They want to support your channel, man. I know you haven't done it yet. If you need some help with it behind the scenes, brother, I want to help you at least enable your super chat.
So I see that.
Yeah, man, because people want to help you out.
He don't got the super chat?
Nuh-uh.
I don't see why not. I feel like when I went and set it up, it asked me, I believe.
Did you already apply for monetization?
Yep.
So super chats, I think, separate.
Yeah, you have to enable them. Yeah, go into your YouTube studio, hit the monetization area. It'll say ads, super chats, all that good shit. Go in there, bro. And if you need some help with it, I'll most definitely
drop your Cash App, yo. You ain't got no Cash App?
Hey, I ain't stressing it too much right now. I ain't stressing it too much. I think people just want to get their word out there.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I mean, personally, I had to dig up and go watch Hobbs. Man, he got some. I feel like he got a lot of work to do. Like, he can get down and hit, but he be playing coverage too soft. Like that man be out there just giving up 8-yard catch, 8-yard catch, 8-yard catch. I'm like, man, you got to actually play on somebody. So that's why I kind of asked that question.
Yeah, but you got to remember, man, when you're a college football player, you do what they allow you to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? If your scheme is bend but don't break, you're going to give up those catches. Like, but when you get put into when you have this certain skill set and then you get with the right personnel, it elevates you to the next level. And I'm not saying he's going to be a starter or anything like that, but I I would take him over Nixon and Lawson right now. In my opinion,
okay,
for sure.
Would you guys be surprised if Nate Hobbs just hits the practice squad? He doesn't even make the active roster.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I would.
You would be surprised?
I think I'd be surprised, yeah.
I would, for sure.
Why? So you guys think, because we have a ton of secondary players, man. Just
I think Nixon and Lawson is trash.
Who?
I think Nixon and Lawson is trash.
Yeah. But you don't know if Nate Hobbs is still a rookie. Like he's coming. He didn't even play at Alabama or something, right?
But how old is Lawson or Nixon?
But Lawson's been suspended twice now. Or this is the second.
I don't even think he's going to be on the roster when he comes around. I'll be honest with you.
But you know what's crazy is we could have said that last year, but he's still here, and we knew he was suspended, but he's still here. I wouldn't be surprised, man, if Lawson's here. You know, we're gonna need depth for sure, right? Guys get hurt.
I just think if you got two guys that are almost at the same level and one's younger, you go with the younger guy. That's just how I roll.
I mean, they're not. Do you think though they're at the same level?
No. I'm not saying. Well, if you're talking about making the practice squad and making a team, obviously that's down the road. So I'm saying down the road, once you have to make that decision, if they're if they're neck and neck, you go with the younger guy. So
that's the thing, though. Are they neck and neck, right?
Well, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I want Isaiah Johnson, man. I want him to get an opportunity this year, man.
He getting cut.
You think Isaiah Johnson?
Nah.
How many corners we gonna keep on the roster?
Were we talking about 6 last night? We said we were gonna pick if we had to pick 6.
I don't know if we talked about. I think we was talking about D tackles or something like that.
I was drunk, man. You got to remind
me. Hey, like I said, it was lit last night. But I don't know how many corners we gonna keep? Because at that point, you already know the top 3.
Minimum 6. Minimum.
So I guess you could pick and choose. Who's your 3 after the obvious 3? Who's your 3 corners?
Isaiah
Hobbs.
I want Nate Hobbs on the roster, so I'm gonna put him there. I think Amik is gonna be like a special teams guy. Man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I don't know, man. I hope that he can show up. But okay, that's 5 right there, and then
no, that's 6.
That's 6. Yeah.
Or did you say Hobbs or no?
Yeah. I just say Hobbs, Isaiah, and Amik.
So Nixon is out. So Amik over Nixon.
I don't know.
No. But I'm saying that Amik is going to make the roster, but he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a special teams guy. Like I don't think he's going to be really in that heavy rotation at the cornerback position. I don't really.
And what about Rasul?
Rasul, there you go. That's number 6. So there you go. So we got Casey, Damon Arnett, Mullen, Rasul, Douglas, and then we got Isaiah Johnson, and we got Nate Hobbs. Rasul's going to make the roster for sure.
So we're going to have set.
I think
someone's out.
I think if they were set, I think if the Raiders were set on Amik, I don't think they bring in Nate Hobbs. I think they bring him in to do the stuff that Amik couldn't do, just physically. So we'll see. We'll see.
If you're gonna tell me, I think we'll keep 6 guys, 6 corners as well. Yeah. I got Casey, Damon Arnett, Trayvon Mullen, Rasul Douglas for sure. Right, you don't bring him in unless he has some sort of scheme fit.
Yep.
I think Amik Robertson's still going to be on the roster. He was a fourth round pick.
4th.
And it's going to be between Keyshawn Nixon and Isaiah Johnson. Honestly, I don't think Nate Hobbs is going to make the active roster. I think he's going to hit the practice squad. Amik Robertson was, in my opinion, he was a good football player last year at times. And I know, like, literally the first play of his career, he allowed a touchdown, right? You guys remember that play? I don't remember what game it was. But,
the Bills?
Yeah, but, there were times where he came in and he didn't get targeted, and he would lock people up, right? I would say this. I think Amik Robertson has a higher potential than Nate Hobbs, in my opinion. I think he has the higher potential.
I agree with you on that, Sanjit. I really do. I just think that everything's against him. You know what I'm saying? Like the height, just the I don't know, man. When like Honcho said, when you go get Hobbs, you kind of saying like I looked at it like the writing's on the wall. Like it's like, okay, look, we have a new regime on the defensive side of the ball. Amik is not our guy. Nate Hobbs is our guy. That's just kind of how I assume things. You know what I'm saying? But,
hey, yo, rate the tape, man. Don't hide that comment, son. What Cali OG said.
Man, I'm trying to click on the comment, but it's going so it moves.
Nah,
so fast.
I seen what he said. He said, Hunch, how you gonna call somebody trash? Yeah. You right. We don't run from no smoke, man. I answer all questions. How you gonna call somebody trash that made it to the NFL and you seating at home watching them play? Well,
motherfucker can't even spell.
Yeah. Listen here, Cali OG. We're giving our opinions based on professionals in a professional setting, not a civilian setting. I am a civilian. I'm giving my opinion, professional against other professionals in the profession. Grading against other professional cornerbacks, he's trash. Period.
Hey,
not comparing civilians.
Go to Stephen A. Smith, say that shit. Go to every other channel on YouTube that talks sports and say this. You can say the same exact shit, man. We're just four fans that love our team and want to talk, bro.
Don't be sensitive. Don't be sensitive. And you saw my pro day. You don't want that smoke.
Hey, I was the only one that pulled up, bro.
I see that. I see that.
What'd you run? 5.2?
Who?
I'm playing with you.
Fuck out of here.
That man said, "Ooh." I see that man on Instagram posting the pictures in the gym, man. I see you out there getting swole, man.
That's slight, man.
No, that's
light.
I got my protein in me.
Something light.
But with Diablo, so we got Diablo switching from safety. We've seen this before. We haven't seen it before because Tanner Muse didn't even play. So we're getting another guy going from a DB to linebacker, and that brings me to the next section of the defense as a linebacker. Is this right here going to work out? Is Diablo going to work out at linebacker? Who want to go? What y'all think?
You know what? As much as I like Diablo, and I know Graphk loves Kuntz, and just looking at where other players went, I would have if I want a linebacker, I just draft the linebacker. And Jabril Cox was on the board for every one of these picks of all these players, the Gillespies, the Diablos, we could have got a legit linebacker if that's what you wanted. I don't think Diablo's bad. I like Diablo. He's a good player, but I'm just tired of the whole converting stuff. Like, let's stop trying to convert players, man. If you want a linebacker, go get a linebacker, period. End of discussion for me.
Yeah. I was actually excited that we drafted him. I thought we were going to keep him at safety.
I was cool with that.
I actually like the idea. I know it sounds crazy, but I like the idea. We just kept drafting safety after safety. Like, we need help there. Like, we need help bad. We see how bad it was last year, man. Like, I just don't want to go through that again. And I think Divine Diablo would be great staying at safety. But I think he has enough athleticism, and he's a monster, man. I think he can convert. But like you said, Honcho, we always say this shit, bro. It's the Tanner Muse effect. It's every time we do this, it's like, for what?
LaMarcus Joyner.
Bruh, like Kentucky Bull. You know what I mean?
Bowden.
Bowden Jr. You know what I mean?
We can keep going, bro. I'm just tired of seeing that shit.
Bruh, it just doesn't make any sense. But to be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if Divine still played a little bit of safety if an injury or something occurred.
They gave him a big ass number though, bro. 49 is a big ass number, bro. That shit just looked like a linebacker number, bro.
It do though.
I want to follow up on what Graphk just said, and I want all your guys' opinions. If we go back and forth between Diablo playing weak side linebacker to strong safety or whatever, do you guys think wherever he's going to line up, his vision and all that stuff that he has to adjust to, do you guys think that's going to hinder him and slow him down as opposed to just let him be a full-time linebacker?
I think it would hinder him, though. I do. Look, if you're gonna have him be a linebacker, have him be a linebacker. The worst thing that you can do is throw a rookie out there and confuse him by just bouncing all over the place. But I think personally, watching his tape, and I think he could do it. But if you're gonna convert him, man, just put the guy at linebacker. I want to see more Javen White, though. Like, I want to see more Javen White. I want to see what Tanner Muse can do. So I don't really understand. I really don't know how much burn Divine Diablo is going to get this season. I really, really don't. I think he would get more at burn at the safety position, to be real. But I mean, I know we're more thinner, you could say, at the linebacker position than we are at safety now. But I think our linebacker room is pretty much set in stone. You know what I'm saying? Like, our three guys, man, they're good to go. So I don't know.
So if we keep, what are you thinking? 5 linebackers on the roster?
Mm-hmm.
6, 5.
Well, you got Morrow, Littleton, Kwiatkowski,
Diablo.
Is Diablo going to be listed as a linebacker? I don't even know what they're going to list him at on the roster.
I think they would put him linebacker if that's what they said.
And then Tanner and Javen, right?
No, that's what Mayock said, but you can't trust shit he say. Mayock said that when they drafted him, they saw a weak side linebacker. That's what he said. But
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that what that means.
I would like to hear what Gus Bradley has to say.
Exactly.
That's what we need to hear. We need to hear what Gus Bradley has to say about these draft picks.
So what do you guys think about Max Richardson, the undrafted guy?
I like him too.
I like him a lot, man. He's from FSU. He's a hitter. I think he's an inside linebacker, right? He does exactly what Kukowski does.
You talking about? You said Max, right?
Yeah.
So Boston College, Max Richardson.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Bro, he's
FSU. Yeah. Max.
He's a physical specimen, bro. Like, have you seen this guy working out? Like, this dude he's built. Like, he's trained to go. Like he may be one of those guys that I'm gonna be honest. I hope that he will hit the practice squad and nobody really knows who he is, and we can kind of stash him away like we did with Javen White. But just because I think there are other linebackers that's better than him already on our roster, but I don't know, man. I like Max Richardson a lot, though. Yeah, that could be a sneaky
at
grab.
any moment you got a dip, Honcho. Just let me know, because I know you said you wasn't feeling good, man. So
I'm all right, man.
Just let me know.
I'm gonna be sick whether I'm on camera or in the bed. So fuck it, might as well get something done. You feel me?
Yep. I mean, personally, about Max Richardson, I don't really know too much about him. Honestly, I'd have to go check out some tape, see what he can do. I mean, I'll take your word for it. If he's, I would assume, because I feel like a lot of these defensive guys we got, a lot of them are like that. Like, they're physically gifted. You know what I mean? Like Divine Diablo. Like, this dude is how you that big, but you moving like that. You know what I mean? So I think.
Sanjit, let me ask you something real quick. My bad, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. Right. So what did you see with have you watched a lot of Max Richardson tape?
I watched, I think, 2 games.
Okay. Well, what did you draw from that?
So I don't think he's that good in coverage. Obviously, it's harder to watch linebackers in coverage. Unless you're going to spend like hours and watch 4, 5, 6 different games.
Yeah.
How many plays you're going to really see of linebacker in coverage? You know, you'll primarily see them against the run, right? Half the snaps they play will be against the run. He's a good linebacker between the tackles, right? So I don't think he's going to play outside linebacker that much. I think he's going to be an inside guy. I think he'll be the guy, you know, when a guard pulls, he'll be the guy to follow that guard and run right into the center or whoever's coming at him. He's strong. He's physical.
Yes.
I like him, man. I think he will be one of the guys that ends up on the practice squad this year, right? Because, I mean, not all these guys are going to be on the active roster, right? Like, we got to be real, right? We have a ton of players already, like, and I think veterans are more likely to make the roster than these younger guys, right? Because, you know, not saying Gus Bradley's system's like super difficult or anything to learn, but these guys got to adjust to the game speed, right? Like, and that too, like, if we think rookies are going to take us to a top 20 defense, it's not going to happen. We got to have those vets, right? Outside of like Merrick and some of these other guys that are like higher drafted guys. I like him.
I agree.
Have any of you guys watched him? Anyone else?
I haven't watched too much of him, but I've read a little bit about him. I mean, obviously, you know, but you know, in my past life, I was a real heavy advocate of PFF. So, you know, his PFF grades aren't that great, but he grades the highest as you know, a pass rusher. He grades pretty high as a tackler, but as in the run defense, he's not that good. And obviously, like you mentioned, in coverage, he's really not that good yet. But sometimes those intangibles, and you get in the right system, you get with the right coaches around the right players, and you know, shit happens. So he's not a guy I would write off at all. I'm just not too familiar with him. I
cheated. I'm gonna be honest. I did one of those moves where I know you film guys don't do. I went and watched the highlights. That's what I did.
Them highlights, boy, have everybody in the first round.
Hey, I was sold. I'm like, you know what? This is our linebacker of the future right here.
I feel you, bro. Hey, we all been there at one point. We all done it.
But
hey, so out of those guys we named, out of Javin, so we got White, we got Muse, and Richardson. I'm gonna just use those 3. If you had to choose one, and it was the last roster spot, who you taking?
I got Muse.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a little, you know, Javen White's from Oakland, UNLV. You know, I kind of want to see what he can do, but you got to go with Tanner Muse. You spent a 3rd rounder on him last year. You got to see what this guy can do. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if we cut Muse. Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Sure.
I would agree because I think Muse might be able to slip into that lead role in rotation possibly. I just think he might be a little more versatile than the rest of them. So I would give him the edge for sure.
And he's fast as shit. People don't realize that. Like Muse is quick, man.
Yeah, for sure. He's
Yeah,
he was like the broke man Isaiah Simmons over there in Clemson. Like he was basically, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but I saw him get his ankles broken in half, yo. I forget what game that was. On the sideline, bro, he got his shit snapped. I'm like, oh, that ain't good hips, bro. Like your shit locked up.
Shit.
But he won't be out there in space like that, hopefully.
I mean, we're gonna see. Earlier, I seen someone say that Gus has successfully moved a safety to linebacker. I think it was they're probably talking about Kazir White, the safety out of West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Kazir White's not bad. I don't know if you guys know anything about him or anything when he's on the Chargers. Gus Bradley had got him on the Chargers, but he's not bad. And if I would use that as a reference in somewhat, but they're not even the same player. Like Kazir White and Devon Diablo are way different.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, Jabril Cox is on the board, and you're talking about converting players. I mean, he's a former corner, bro, starting cornerback and transferred and became a linebacker. So you've seen somebody with the versatility. You don't have to worry about can he make the move. Like he's already shown on the highest level he's been on, he can make those moves. So I wanted Jabril Cox back.
But didn't they say that he dropped a little bit due to an injury? It was an injury.
Yeah,
right?
that's what they said.
Yeah,
that's what they said. But I mean, yeah. So you don't go get him in the second round, but. Yeah. I mean, you had those back-to-back thirds.
Was he a 4th or a 5th round pick?
I think he went one something, I think. So what's that?
The 4th to Dallas, right?
Yeah. But you let Dallas
snatch him up.
Okay. You let Dallas snatch up him and Parsons, bro. Like, damn. Yeah. Damn. I mean, those are linebackers. We're talking about safeties playing linebackers. Those are linebackers. Like, you feel me? So,
No, I hear you. I mean, I feel the same way. I feel the same way about taking a player and then always moving them. You know what I mean?
Well, because you don't want to. You want to let them play. You don't want to make them think. We don't pay you to think, bro. We pay you to go play. Like the thing you do naturally, your reactions, your reflexes, and like coming from a DB coach, I've had safeties that obviously this is just the high school level, but I've had safeties get turned to linebackers, and it just ain't the same, man. It just it's. Your reads are different, like your skills are there, but you're thinking a little more. You have a little more when you got to spill, when you got to scrape, when you like all these certain things you have to do as a backer that you just played in space at safety. Like, yeah, you're a great athlete, but it might take you a little while to get that conversion down. So that's all.
Okay, so so as a DB, that's one way. Do you think it's the same way when you start talking about defensive linemen? For example, Cleveland Farrell moving from edge to inside. What do you think about that?
For me, well, I'll go first. I think that I wouldn't have drafted him. I wouldn't have drafted him as an end and said we're gonna play him at DT. But once we drafted him and then got him on the field and said, "Oh shit, you know what? He could play inside too." I think that's more icing on the cake. I don't think they drafted him there and said we're gonna convert him somewhere. So I think he just showed through practice that he can do it, and they said, "Yo, we'll move you in there. You're good against the run, better against the pass." So. I think it just happened to work out in that situation. I'm not too familiar with people making those switches from ends to DTs because the body types are a little different, but he did it well.
Yeah. No, I agree. Honcho pretty much said it right there, man. I mean, we drafted him to be a D end. I want to keep him at D end, but I love the versatility, man. Be able to switch him in and out. I do want to see some crazy NASCAR packages this year. Hopefully we can, have him in the middle, have Yannick and Max out there. That would be fun to watch. But that's my guy. He's going to be one of those guys to watch this year as a defensive end that's going to take the league by storm. I'm telling y'all now. I mean, I know 8 sacks. I have him at 8. That's not a lot. It's not like a world-shifting thing, but that's a lot. For me, the improvement. And he's great against the run. I mean,
yeah,
we seen what happened last year when he went down. We could not stop a nosebleed. Like it was really, really bad. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I think it's a mistake, man. I think we should just leave him at defensive end.
Yeah.
We talk about moving a guy from safety to linebacker. It's the reads, right? It's how it's how a tackle or a guard might set up is going to be different, right?
Yeah.
How when a offensive line is going to double team you, those angles are going to be a little bit different. It's harder to double like let's say he gets double teamed between a guard and tackle or a guard and center if he's playing on the inside. That's harder to beat than if it's a tackle and a tight end. Right, sure. Those are two completely different double team blocks, right? On top of that, if you consider just the pass rush aspect of it, if a team throws the ball 40 times, that doesn't mean you have 40 opportunities to get a sack, because out of the 40 times a team throws the ball, 15 are going to be quick passes. Another 5 are 3-step drops. There might be some screens and all that other stuff. Realistically speaking, you're going to have 8 to 12 opportunities to really pass rush. Like, it's true 3rd and 10 or 2nd and 8 type of situations. I think we'd be making a mistake moving Clelin Ferrell outside inside. I think we should just let him play one position and just let him become a Pro Bowler at one position.
Yeah. And we're so deep. We're so deep at defensive tackle now, right? Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So there's really no reason. It's not necessary, to be honest. I think that one of these guys that we get is gonna pan out this year. Whether it's Solomon Thomas, whether Irving returns back to his form in Dallas, I think there's gonna be somebody. Quentin Jefferson. We talked about him last night. We got some guys, man. So I think Clee is gonna be great where he is. And people don't realize too that he got double teamed a lot last year. If you really go back and look at the tape, he was double teamed a lot.
No, for sure.
That was a trick question, man. You set us up with that shit. I didn't know you meant like going forward, bro. I thought you just meant what he's done so far. Sanjit just body my shit for no reason.
But that brings me to my point. If we are gonna, some of you guys say you want to leave him outside. Some of you said he's versatile. You could do both. With him, it brings me to my point, because if he's gonna be moving inside, how is he gonna get the sack production? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if he's in there, because I know a lot of people say he's good at run stopping, so we need to have him starting, right? He needs to be in there in the first, second down to stop the run. So when it comes to 3rd down, how would Max Crosby get a sack if he's on the sidelines? So he would come in and replace Clelin Ferrell on the edge, and then Cleveland would go to the inside, or he's just off the field?
That's a good question.
That's a great question, man.
Really good.
Who knows, man?
Yeah. I think he's gonna come off the field.
I think so too. Yeah. I kind of feel like he will. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. He's the worst pass rusher out of like just those guys, right?
I think he's coming.
Carl Nassib might be a better pass rusher at this point than Clelin Ferrell. Realistically speaking.
I mean, he's more proven. He's more proven at this point for sure. I mean, you got to say that. I mean,
but it's like we were saying, he's moving to defensive tackle. So when you think about it, how is he getting those rush opportunities? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say he's the greatest and defend him or anything. I'm just trying to say, like, it's going to be hard when that happens. And then I just don't want people to think, okay, he's not getting them sacks. Oh, shit, he's coming off the field because Kuntz is replacing Yannick, and then Max is replacing him on 3rd down.
Yeah, but you only the Raiders throw it on 3rd down every time. So he'll be there on 2nd down, and he'll get a chance to pass the rush on 2nd.
One thing we can all agree on is it feels great to have that kind of problem. Let's just be honest.
Absolutely.
I mean, last year we were so thin on the defensive line. I'm excited to be like, what are we going to do with Clee on 3rd down? Look, I'm cool with that. Marinelli's going to have to figure it out, but I am good with that. Like, for real.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Now, that leaves – so we got Kuntz, Ferrell, Yannick, Crosby, and Nassib at defensive end. Do we have anybody else, or is that's basically our roster right there for the defensive end?
Those are pretty much our ends right there. I would not be shocked too, y'all, if we bring back Vic Beasley.
Honestly, I think it starts to get tricky because we don't really know how many people we're going to have at each position. I think Honcho said it earlier, we don't know. They might list them as one thing, but play them as another.
Well, we also forget too that Irving can play on the outside as well. Irving plays a defensive end as well. So, I mean, we don't know where he may be. I mean, so that is
Irving is.
Yeah,
Irving is a body out there. He's a fucking thoroughbred out there.
Physical specimen.
What is he, like 6'7"?
He's like 6'7", bro.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
There was a monster. But
so hold up. I got a question for you guys. Yannick Ngakwe and Kuntz are gonna be the Leos, which if we only keep the 5 guys that DG just mentioned, that would mean that we just have Ferrell, Crosby, and Nassib as the other 3 true defensemen, right? Not the Leo, because those guys can't play the Leo position.
Okay.
Is that all we're gonna go in with? Just those 3 guys as our defensive ends?
See, that's why I'm saying I would not be shocked if we go get a Vic Beasley.
I mean,
Melvin Ingram is going to be a Leo too. Like there really ain't a real reason to even go get a Melvin Ingram when you already have a Yannick and Kuntz on your roster. Would it be a great addition just for depth? Yes, but I mean, I don't know when the hell he would see the field. You know what I mean?
I think technically any guy that well except Nassib, I think any guy who plays defensive end and any guy who plays Leo, I feel like they're interchangeable at that point. So I wouldn't say we're only going to keep 3 defensive ends because I think Kuntz can play on the end. I think Yannick can play on the end. I think the defensive end / Leo is going to be the same position in my opinion because I don't think they're gonna bring a guy from each side of the field to play the Leo. I think the one guy be the end, one guy be a Leo, and if the strong side is the other side of the field, wide side, they might just switch responsibility. So I don't know. That's a good question.
This is how I thought that we were going to run defenses. We'd have 2 defensive ends, 2 defensive tackles, and a Leo. We'd have 5 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Hey, Watch, I hate you, bro. I just want to tell you I hate you, bro.
I think you mean 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, meaning that 5th guy has to be a defensive end, or he's the Leo.
He'd be the Leo. The 5th guy would be the Leo. He's basically he's basically a linebacker that's on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
right. It's kind of how you put the strong side linebacker on the line of scrimmage, but I think the Leo is technically the weak side linebacker, or he lines up away from the tight end. That's
why I was so confusing when they said Diablo was going to play weak side linebackers. I'm like, we don't play that. We that's usually the Leo. So but that's what I'm saying. We got so many bodies. It's going to be interesting to see how they're gonna run it. Because I think in a natural 5-2, not a 4-3 with a Leo, but just a natural 5-2. I can see that being the 3 down linemen, 2 defensive ends on the side. So I'm not sure how they're gonna run that, man.
Hey, Honcho, I gotta let you know real quick in the comment section, man. Raider Jess is shooting her shot, King. She's
that's a bot. That's a bot.
Yeah. I think it may be a Hefe, man. You feel me? But I don't know.
That's why I didn't even. Man, I was
where
like,
your moderators at, bro?
Under the radar right here. We should let this one go.
Where your moderators at, man?
Yo, my guy Luis, man, you wilding right now. Do your thing though, play.
Are you talking to a 17-year-old boy, bro? Hey, bro, I would not be shocked though, man. I think that Nassib is going to be very, very hungry this next season, man. I'm not expecting too much out of him, but look, man, he's a lengthy guy. He bats down a lot of balls. I think he's going to be like, you know what? I had a terrible season. I think his ceiling is always at like an 8 sacks. I think we can get maybe 3 out of him, 3 or 4 next year. I think
where you're setting the bar. That's where you're setting the bar for a guy that was making all that cheddar.
Hey, man, it ain't his fault he making all that money.
You're right. He got a good agent. Shit.
and we got a dumbass general manager and head coach, but we can talk about that.
That's a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a fact.
Now we gotta go over to the D tackle spot, man. With who do y'all got starting at defensive tackle? I know it's gonna be jumbled around. I know y'all got probably different people.
You already know mine.
Let's go.
I got Hankins.
Let us know in the comments.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying, let us know in the comments, man. I've been kind of ignoring.
I'm discombobulated, man. My bad.
Who you got starting, man?
I got Hankins and Quentin. That's what I got.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
I got Hankins and Irving.
I got Quentin Jefferson and Hankins for run defense, and then pass defense. I think Kendall Vickers and Quentin Jefferson will be the primary guys.
Now, so my question to you, Sanjit, is what do we consider in pass defense? Is that just 3rd and long, or is that 3rd down period, 3rd down package?
It's 2nd and 10 and 3rd and long for sure. Okay. Even like 3rd and 6, right?
Okay,
that's not long, but yeah, 2nd and long for sure, right? 1st and 20, right? Would technically, assuming it's a holding call.
Yeah, right.
Like you know,
Raiders get okay.
Hey, I would love to see Darius Stills just blow up in training camp and he becomes that guy day one. That would be so insane to see, man.
That would be crazy. I just think he's a little undersized, man. He's gonna have to find his niche in there. You know what I'm saying? Something that works for him. So I think it's gonna be trial and error for him, but he could play.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
who did you rate?
Well, I got the same thing. I got Quentin Jefferson and Hankins starting with Cleveland Farrell and Yannick.
Got you.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah. But we keeping 4 obvious ones: Hankins, Irvin. Well, I would assume Hankins, Irvin, Jefferson, and then who's the other one? Vickers. Okay, you got Vickers.
So then who would have? Even say Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Come on, Honcho.
So Solomon Thomas potentially would be that number 4D tackle. If you only hold on to 5D tackles, there's only one spot left. I know I think me and Graphk talked about this one, and it was between Stills and Vickers. And who y'all got between the last spot on the roster? You got Jefferson, Solomon Thomas, Hankins, and Irving. You got last spot, the 5D tackle. Who y'all taking?
If Stales balls out, he'll hit the practice squad. That's it. I don't think he you gotta keep in mind, we brought back Vickers, right?
Phylon.
Right.
Shit.
That's true too. I think Vickers is gonna be a good player, man. He was our most productive guy last year.
Some of them players y'all like gonna get cut, man. You know, it's gonna happen. We brought in. All we did was bring in people to compete, and the cream gonna rise to the top, and we're gonna see what it is.
Matt Dickerson's gonna be a special teams guy, y'all. He'll be more of a special teams kind of ace. Matt Dickerson, linebacker from Tennessee, that came over from the Titans, I believe.
Oh yeah, shit. We got mad people, bro. Gruden went crazy.
I don't crazy. That's why I didn't even mention Dickerson, honestly. But I don't know. Why saying 4D tackles? I don't know. I think
you think Solomon. You think Solomon Thomas, if you had to bet your last dollar, makes the team?
Yes. I think
my team, no, but Gruden's team, yeah.
I think Marinelli's excited about him, man. I don't know why, but I feel like they're really high on Solomon Thomas behind closed doors, man. But I could be wrong.
I just don't know if he look, man. He got you know what it is for me. He got a taste of that high profile lifestyle. I don't know if he might be. I don't want to take that away from him. I don't know if he's gonna be as hungry as some of them other cats in there, man. They're gonna be trying to serve him, bro. And I don't think the name on the jersey is gonna matter. I think it's just about the game on tape. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Solomon Thomas not make the team.
I think Falone is going to be one of those under the radar kind of. He'll be our Vickers from last year. I think Falone is going to be that guy that's going to come in and do some dirty. Like he's going to be there. He's going to do all that groundwork. I think Falone may be that guy too that we have to look at. Like he may make the roster as well. Like I mean, I don't know. People tend to forget he had a 2-year contract out there with Arizona before. Was it $5 million a year? I believe. I mean, this guy was on his way before he caught a case. So you know, it's not like later.
And he was playing for Gus Bradley, and that's probably the reason why he came over here.
Yeah, but I would. Yeah, he gonna come in just to let them know we can take it there. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna translate. But he let them know, look, we can take it there for real, for real.
Yeah. What do y'all think about this? Because I know a lot of people say this, and I'm seeing it in the chats. Solomon Thomas was playing out of position in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that hindered his production or his talent in any way? What do y'all think about that? Because before I move on, I just want to see what y'all got to say about Solomon Thomas not playing in position. Do you think that's an issue?
When you look at Solomon Thomas, he played next to the second best defensive tackle in all of football in DeForest Buckner. He played next to Nick Bosa. The guy's played around great talent, and he still hasn't gotten it done, right? He's coming to the Raiders. DeForest Buckner and Nick Bosa are better than any defensive lineman we have on the roster. And to say that Solomon Thomas is somehow going to turn it around, like the guy just isn't a good football player. Like he doesn't have the skills. Like he doesn't have the technique. And if you haven't developed it after 3-4 years in the NFL, how are you going to just develop it in this next season? Right? I think Thomas gets cut.
Damn, me and Sanjit, we see eye to eye on this shit, man.
Okay. I mean, no, I'm not saying I like Solomon Thomas. So don't.
But to answer your question, I think it's only fair that if we're going to use that excuse for the Raiders players that play out of position, we kind of got to give it some, validity and use it over there. If he's playing out of position, then I mean, how great can he play if he's not playing his natural spot, right? Yeah. But I just was never that big on him when he was playing his position, when he was highly touted. He just wasn't a guy to me that I was like, you know what I'm saying?
So, I feel you, Sanjit. Though, if you're next to those kind of guys, a Bosa, a Buckner, like your productivity should be way better than what it was. I mean, let's just be honest. You're probably the least worried about person on your defensive line.
Exactly.
And for you to still not show up like that, it is scary. But we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot invested into him, so I'm not really too worried about it. If he doesn't make the roster, cool. If he does, even better. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we have depth at that position, and I'm excited about it, man. Point blank, period.
See, I'm telling y'all, the people like Solomon Thomas, man. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I just know the people like Solomon Thomas, man.
I watched him at Stanford. That's why. I'm a Northern Cali baby. I watched him in college, and I loved what I've seen out of him at the collegiate level. Did it translate? No, it hasn't thus far. But I still feel he's still young. What is he, 25? Is he 25, 26?
I think he's 24, 25.
Yeah, he's still young, man. So, I mean, shit, look, it's not going to hurt to give it a shot, man.
Nah, you're right about that. I just think that people are more familiar with him and his name and the cachet that goes with it. Yeah. But, you know what I mean? That's all.
I forgot who made the point, but they had said if Solomon Thomas, matter of fact, I think it was Watts. He said if Solomon Thomas weren't a first-round pick, would he be getting this buzz?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the Cleve Farrell effect. It's the same thing, though. Like, you know, he didn't ask to go that high. But to be honest, in that draft, Solomon Thomas was a top 5 player. Yeah, he was a top 5 player.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, but if he was a 57th pick and we went and just signed him this offseason, I don't think nobody would be as excited about it.
Yeah. That's why people are excited, man. It's because he was drafted high.
The Raider fans, no disrespect, but we as Raider fans always get happy when we hear former and we're like, oh shit, that's what he's gonna be for us. And it's like, no, that's former because it was before. Like shit is over.
I just know all my partners, man, as Niner fans back home was laughing their ass off when this shit happened. So hopefully we can prove them wrong. You feel me?
The fix is in.
I mean, how much is he getting? 5?
5
incentive contract, $5 million.
Yeah,
but that's not all fully guaranteed, right?
No. Yeah,
it's like $2 million of that's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, that shit is more than just a verbal agreement, man.
Is there any dead cap?
If we
I want to say there's like what is it?
$2 million. So we guaranteed him $2 million.
Yeah.
So if we cut him, we'd lose $2 million.
Which is fine, that makes me lean towards not cutting him.
But you know what it is though? I think it's about the timing we got him, right? I think the Raiders kind of panicked a little bit and started bringing in mad people and then realized, oh shit, some better things are falling to us now. So I think they might eat that $2 million if they had to. Honestly,
absolutely. I mean, there's been talks that they might cut Carl Nassib just for the roster spot and give it to somebody else, and don't eat that $7 million cap hit.
And that's that I was gonna bring Nassib up. If we're gonna cut somebody and take a hit. Who would you say? You think it would be Nassib over Solomon Thomas for that roster spot?
I don't think so.
Nah, I think Thomas plays a spot that is we have a lot more resources there. Nassib plays in a position where we're a little thinner, so I think he would probably be there.
All right. Well, Terrence, man, shout out Terrence, man. He said Waller, Julio.
That's it.
Love Edwards on the same field with Jacobs and Drake. Oh my gosh.
Go ahead, Honcho. What's up, brother?
Between Julio and Aaron Rodgers, man, that shit is draining, bro. I like Julio, but what are you going to give up for him? What are you willing to part ways with to get Julio that we can't use? Like what resources do we have that we could give up for him that we don't need?
I'll start it right now. If John Gruden, tomorrow, if it came out that John Gruden just gave up a first-round pick for Julio Jones, I'm good with that, man. I'll take Julio Jones.
Sanjit. Now I know y'all out there on the West Coast, and y'all got some shit out there that's a little different, right? Yeah, I know y'all roll some shit up a little different out there, but you out your damn mind if you think it's only going to be a first-round pick.
Hey, what did AB go for, a third?
AB was a different situation because you had to get all that baggage with it. Like you're talking about Julio Jones has been Mr. Consistent. Like I think it's going to take more than one pick, bro.
A first and a fifth.
No.
And see what you got to do. You got to realize. I know the nation keeps trying to package Nassib into this situation. Atlanta's doing this to get more cap room. They only have $500,000 at the disposal. They can't even sign their rookies, so they need that room.
So real quick. If it was just a first-round pick, one first-round pick, are you guys doing that trade?
For sure.
Or one first-round pick?
Hell yeah.
What about you, Honcho?
Yeah, I probably do that shit for just one first-round pick.
I think we had this conversation last night, Ray, right? It's pretty like this. Do you want Julio Jones or Damon Arnett? It's a first-rounder. Do you want Julio Jones or Jonathan Abram? First-rounder. I mean, let's just make it. I mean, I want Cole Miller over here for sure. You know what I mean?
But I think the difference is the situation is different. I think when you look at our team, the way it's set right now, that first rounder next year could be something that puts us over the top. Where Julio Jones just makes it sexier, right? Like it's just like now we got Julio. Well, shit. John Gruden, I don't trust John Gruden to get the best out of Julio anyway. So it's like, in my opinion, we need a defense. And that first round pick next year could be somebody who's head and shoulders going to put us over the top. It could be a Parsons next year or whatever the case may be, a real lockdown corner next year. I don't know.
And let's be real, y'all. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but it's just real shit. What if we tank? What if somehow, some way we just end up getting dog walked this year and DC is out the door? We may need a quarterback. Shit. We may need a quarterback. Look, that first rounder will come in handy. I'm just being honest.
Nah, we ain't nah.
Just being real.
I'm already sick, Graphk. You trying to fucking kill me.
I know y'all cars. I know y'all car stands and shit. I'm not mad at it.
It ain't no stand. It ain't no stand.
Hey, that's what I try to say, man. It ain't no stands, man. It
ain't no stand.
Let's keep it on the wide receivers right now, because that car conversation will last a lifetime.
Oh yeah, we did that last night for like an hour and a half.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
damn.
As we're on the wide receivers, let's just break this down real quick. We keeping 6 receivers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Gruden,
you have to.
I think he's keeping. Yeah,
play 3 at a time.
Right. So we say Edwards, Ruggs, Renfro, John Brown, and
Snead.
You got 2 more spots: Snead and Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 8-man and Doss is adios.
Keelan Doss. Okay.
Sure.
Because I think the rest is like Doss and then Way. Is his name Way? Trey. The dude from
Quinn.
What was it?
Quinn and Dylan Stoner.
Okay. Yep.
Oh yes. Yep. Stoner's gonna be on a practice squad. He may be another steal that we like somebody that we can look at in a few years. Hopefully he doesn't end up being Marcel Aitman or Keelan Doss. Hopefully we can actually see him play, because I actually watched some film on him as well. He may be a little steal too, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you know what it is for me, yo. It's so funny because it's like you might find a diamond in the rough every now and then, but the Raiders take too many guys hoping that they're a diamond in the rough. When these guys are this available, it's a reason, man. Like, I'm not disrespecting nobody, but if all these guys are available, there's a reason why. Now, one might pan out in a couple years, but we got too many guys that we're hoping are, diamonds in the rough. But Stoner's fast as shit. I can't take that away from him.
I just wanted to get the chat riled up, man. I love saying a little shit about DC here and there, and just watching everybody fight is fucking comical. Sorry about that, y'all. DC's my guy. DC for life. DC for life.
Nah, I can hear that sarcasm.
That man trying to play with us right now, man. They're trying to...
So who would you rather?
I'm gonna get my DC.
All right, let me ask you something, Docs. Let me ask you something. Before you go. Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers with our current team?
No. Hold on.
No, listen. I just want to know. This is a question I wanted to ask him off camera anyway. Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers with our current team or Derek Carr with Julio Jones?
Hold on. Repeat that one more time.
Would you rather have Aaron Rodgers with our current roster?
Okay.
Or would you rather have Derek Carr with Julio Jones?
Let us know in the chat.
I'd rather have DC with Julio Jones.
We good then. We good.
Like 10 times out of 10. I believe in DC. I do. I
know you do.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? But it's just, you just look at Aaron Rodgers' body of work, man. And it's so hard. If it's a realistic option, it's so hard to not look at it.
But my question is, right? I think he's good, right? But how come the Bills ain't trying to get him? He's better than their quarterback.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers is great. He ain't good. He's great.
Aaron Rodgers is better than Josh Allen. Why are they not trying to get him?
But Josh Allen's younger and he's promising.
Hell no.
No, but my point is that why does it seem like we're the only team that's always in every quarterback conversation? And the answer is
because
that
our head coach is John Gruden. That's why.
That could be true. Or other teams just know that it takes a little more than just to cash a quarterback to win the game.
Yeah, that's true, but I think people say DC because the fact that he's going into his 8th year and he's had a lot of.
Before it was his 8th year.
What?
They've been replacing DC before it was his 8th year, though, bro.
That's true. That is true.
Like, I don't see the Vikings trying to get nobody. I don't like all these quarterbacks that DC is better than. Their teams are good with their quarterback, and they win more games than us.
Well, Minnesota just drafted their future quarterback. I don't think they're really too worried about it.
But we was talking about Marcus Mariota starting over Carr last year.
Yeah, see now that I was never on that train.
So, But that's my point. If you don't draw the line somewhere, it's all over the place. It's all
Ray,
over the place.
We talked about this last night, Ray. We agree that point blank period, Carr is a top 10 quarterback. I have him as a top 8 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So that's the greatest compliment you can give a quarterback, period. I mean, let's just be real. But if you can, like we always say, man, if I'm a Raider fan, I'm not a this roster, you have to do it. And if Aaron Rodgers is a realistic option, you have to look at it. I mean, it's just simple as that. Just like Julio Jones. I don't care if he's 32 years old. He's been dealing with injuries. You have to look at it. He's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Like, there's no reason to say, you know what, let me just knock on his door and see what they're asking for. You know what I mean? It's because, look, they're saying the Chargers may go get him. They may let Mike Williams walk next year. That would be insane to deal with a Julio Jones and Keelan. Keenan. Like, that would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tennessee, A.J. Brown and Julio. That's another AFC team you have to worry about if they get a dynamic duo.
Yeah, but you know what it is? You're absolutely right, and I agree. But if we're keeping it all the way tall, those teams also have cornerbacks that can guard those receivers. Like, so we don't have that yet. So let's address that. Let's get some number one corners who can lock down a receiver. Because if we just keep adding offense, it don't really matter if we can't guard a graveyard. So it's
but the problem with that is, Honcho, I agree with you 110%, brother. But the problem is if we keep keeping that dream alive, we're gonna keep going and get these Garyon Conleys and all these other guys that don't work out. Like, if anything, we should have went all in for a Pro Bowl corner that's already proven. Like let's do that instead of keep trying to draft these young guys in the first round that usually don't pan out. I mean, Mullen, thank God we got Trayvon Mullen set in the second round. He's better than both of our first round. I mean, Damon Arnett, let's just be real. Mullen is better at this point, better than him. He's better than Gary Conley. I mean, better than Jonathan Abram. I mean, it's very hard to find those secondary guys to me in the first round. That's why I'm like, I don't know, man.
You know what's crazy is everyone always says Trayvon Mullen's better, and I don't think so. I think Damon Arnett is better than Trayvon Mullen. At least from what I've seen, I think he's going to be better. Obviously, he didn't have a great year last year. He was hurt, right? I think he hit the COVID list as well.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say Mullen's better than Jonathan Abram, I don't think that's even close. I think Jonathan Abram's way better than Trayvon Mullen.
Has he played better, though?
I think he absolutely has. Absolutely. You look at that team game.
Hold on.
When has Jonathan Abram played better than Trayvon Mullen?
Are you going to go to the Buffalo game? You're probably going to go to the Buffalo game, right? Where he got the pick and
just look over the course of the career, man. The last season, Jonathan Abram led our team in tackles, right? And he missed time as well. He was hurt. He was on and off. You look at the Chiefs game. The second time we played them, Trayvon Mullen got picked on, like, badly. Like, it was bad. He got picked on the second time we played the Chiefs. There's no way Trayvon Mullen is better than Jonathan Abram.
I'm not saying he's better, but he's played better. Like Steph Curry might not be better than LeBron James, but should he be playing better than him at times? So I don't know if Abram consistently plays better than Trayvon Mullen.
I've seen Mullen shut down people before. I don't really.
You know what? I would say Mullen's first 5 or 6 games last year, bro, he was a legit number one corner, legit. And then the wheels fell off that shit, but it fell off with the whole defense at that point.
The year before, we were excited. We thought we had our number one corner. The year before, I don't know, man.
I think we're split. I think we're splitting hairs. I think Ray agrees with Sanjit, but
this is why we have to do what Sanjit says. We have to break down film one down alive. We have to
But look, check it out. We all four could break down film, but we're not all four gonna be looking for the same things.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real.
Like me, I'm not gonna be looking for because if you talk about, he led the team in tackles. Well, he probably was also top 3 in missed tackles, and he probably also got more opportunities to make tackles. So it's like I can't go based off that. I got to go based off when you're putting situational football. Can we count on you to make the play? And I'm counting on Mullen over Abram to make that play.
I'm gonna give Sanjit the benefit of the doubt though, real quick, Honcho, because now Abram has a real free safety. So now we can see what he can do. He doesn't have to worry about. I mean, don't get me wrong, Heath is okay. I mean, but we know Heath is he's not a starting free safety in this league. But
I think that contributes to Mullen as well.
But Abram, okay, Sanjit said he led our league and led our team in tackles. Somebody has to. I mean, shit, Heath led our team with interceptions. Somebody has to. Yeah. I just think that Trayvon Mullen is. I think he's going to be great, man. Especially under Gus Bradley. He's going to be.
I don't think Abram is better than Mullen right now. I think he has a higher ceiling. And we can see more from him. But as of right now, I couldn't say that. I think Mullen at cornerback, strictly a cornerback, compared to a safety, Mullen playing cornerback is better than Abram at safety.
Well, and that was my point, is that I don't think Mullen is better than Abram. I just think he's played better than Abram to this point. That's all. For whatever the reasons are, I just think he's played better. My camera about to die, yo.
It's all good. It's all good. Your camera sick, you sick, man. Whatever happens, happens, man.
Yeah, I'm about to just change this battery up real quick, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know how we got back on the cornerbacks, but
I play DB.
That might be.
I'm gonna go grab me some more coffee. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But with the Julio Jones thing, we was on CBs, whatever the case may be. But the Julio Jones thing, I mean, if I woke up tomorrow and then the headlines was Julio Jones traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a first-round draft pick, I wouldn't be upset with that. I wouldn't. The only thing I'd be worried about is that his age, and he's coming off of an injury. And I just feel like, why do we have to get a player that's old? Like, you know what I mean? In this situation, why can't we get a player like when we traded, for instance, Amari Cooper away? We got a first for Amari Cooper. He was young. Mm-hmm. He was talented. Why can't we go trade for a young, talented player? Like, if we're going to send a first-round pick for Julio Jones, why didn't we get DeForest Buckner? Why didn't we at least look at getting the Jalen Ramsey? Why are we giving away our picks for offensive guys when we definitely need help on the defensive side? And when you say, like, who would you rather have, Buckner or Julio Jones?
I would take DeForest Buckner 100 times out of 100 times. There's no question, man. He's the second or third best pass rushing defensive tackle.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we're lacking.
And that was my point. That was my point about the Julio thing. I didn't mean necessarily go draft a corner number one. That might be tough to do, especially with the way we obviously scout players is different than every single person on earth. But when we're talking about making trades for first round picks, why is those trades never involving a top end defensive back? Right? Like it's always the glitz and glamour of the offensive side of the ball. And I get it, John Gruden loves offense, but if he hasn't learned by now that with a whack-ass defense, that offense is going to look trash because they're never going to be put in positions to actually do anything with the ball. Derek Carr has to drive freaking 85 yards every time he touches the ball. So it's like we got to tighten up that defense. And what's crazy is if we had a top 10 defense, I think we could win with Marcus Mariota. So that's why I don't put too much on the quarterback thing. I just think that Derek Carr is good enough to win a Super Bowl if he was with Chicago right now, if he was with the Colts right now. If you put him on one of those teams that's on the fringe, they're playoff team, Super Bowl contenders. So I think the difference between us and those teams is our defense. So I want us to be in the headlines for trading for a defensive stud.
Yes, sir. And like there's probably 6 or more teams that if they had Carr, they would be in that talk of making it far into the playoffs. If Carr was on the Dolphins, if Carr was on Washington, you know what I mean? If Carr was on the Colts, if Carr was on
yeah, you're a clown, Graph. You're a clown.
he ain't even wearing the shirts. Camo, what's going on?
He got the Carr joint on.
You got that veteran one. Salute.
I can't even fit my shit no more, man.
Bro, this motherfucker big as hell, bro.
But yeah, for real, like I just don't see why we trade like that. Like we traded, we got Martavius Bryant, we traded for him, we traded for AB, we traded for Julio Jones. Why didn't we trade for, or at least get Yannick when they were trading him? Why didn't we just go trade for him? Why didn't we trade for Calais Campbell? I know he's way older, but man, we were depleted at defensive line. Why didn't we trade for him? DeForest Buckner, Jalen Ramsey. There's so many defensive players that were being traded. I think Marcus Peters, why are we doing it when it comes to the wide receivers, but we're not doing it when it comes to quality, proven defensive players? And that's not a knock on Julio Jones or any of those receivers. It's more of a knock on us as an organization and decision making or being biased to the offensive side.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and it's similar to what you're saying right now. So what if, in my opinion, over the last 2 seasons, we've been investing on the defense side of the ball. Right, we've taken the offensive cap and we've started putting into the defense. We started drafting guys on the defense side of the ball. What if the reason why we're getting all these offensive players is because John Gruden looks at it like Derek Carr needs that help? Yeah. If we don't have this help, Derek Carr is not going to have the same success, right? You look at 2018 when we won, 3 or 4 games. Carr didn't have a good O-line. So maybe Derek looks at it like, well, if we don't have a good O-line, how are we going to protect Carr? right? Our offense is going to take a step back. So even if we have a top tier defense without a good offense, we're really not going to do anything, right? So just real quick, if this year we've taken money out of the offense line, so if this year Card gets sacked 40% more than he did last year, are we going to take a step back on offense? Are we still going to be the 10th best offense, or are we now going to be the 17th best offense, right? Even if we're a top 17 defense, right? If our offense takes a step back, are we as a team going to have less wins?
I think real quick though, because I know we're talking about that O-line, because that's the thing that scares the hell out of me this year. I think there was another reason why we went and got Kenyon Drake. I think we already knew, like, okay, we got to go young at the O-line. We're going to be a lot cheaper. We got to have faith in Tom Cable. I think Kenyon Drake was the addition to make sure, like, we're going to run heavy this year. I'm not too worried about Carr. I think that Carr is going to have another great year, another 4,000 yards thrown, but you go get a Julio Jones, it just changes the whole dynamic of that offense. Just like you said, Sanjit, and I said this on my live as well, brother. I seen your tweet. Him and Waller together, like, that's insane. Like how do you? Then you have to pick your poison. You got Ruggs, you got all these other guys, and we're still forgetting that Brian Edwards is still on this roster, and he's probably going to be a future number one. So I get what you're saying, Ray. I get what you said. Like, Buckner's, that shit killed me, bro. It killed me. How do you not throw a first rounder? Like, bro, I would have gave up 2 for him. Like, bro, like that's how bad this defensive line was. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand how you don't go do that. So, I mean, go ahead, Honcho. Talk your shit.
Now, you know what's so hard about this debate with the wide receivers and Julio is you. I can't tell you you're wrong. You're not wrong. I just think it's more. I don't want to say preference. It's just more fundamental, like, differences. Like, to me, I don't think you need a top 5 receiver to win a Super Bowl. I've seen plenty of top 5 receivers not win a Super Bowl. So to me, it's like
a year in and year out.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, it's just like Julio Jones was on Atlanta when they had a good offense and a solid defense, and they didn't do shit. So to me, I understand it adds a dynamic to our offense, but how many more points a game can we score? And it really make that much? Like, what does Julio bring to us? How many more wins does he bring? We won 8 games last year. You insert Julio, how many more wins do we have?
This is the thing. Go ahead.
I think we go from a top 10 offense to a top 4 offense with Julio Jones. He makes us much better on the offense.
Yeah, but
I want because you had said, say our offense regresses, right? Because you may think Gruden thinks that Carr needs weapons around him. If Gruden really thinks that, he's a goddamn fool, because what weapons has Carr had? Because when AB came, he was gone. Carr didn't play with him. Carr still played well. Last year, he had Nelson Aguilar. Nobody gave a shit about Nelson Aguilar until he played with Carr. Yeah. So what weapons has Carr really had? He has Waller.
He has Waller, Jacobs.
But who's to say that doesn't also contribute to Carr at quarterback?
He's always had the best offensive line, right? Like,
no. He may have the most expensive offensive line, but not necessarily the best. Because, like, we know, Cole Miller the first year played like straight garbage.
Well, 2016,
we won 4 games that year, right?
2016, our O-line was great. I mean, like, we had one of the best offensive lines in the league.
But I think at that point, it wasn't the most expensive.
Yeah, well, because we had Kalichi at that point. I think he was the highest paid.
Rodney, Gabe, Donald.
Kalichi was the highest paid. He was the highest paid lineman that we had at that point.
Kalichi.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but then these guys start getting these extensions, bro. Like, to have that offensive line perform how they did last year, and to get paid what they did, it was time. It was time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I get what we did. At first, it hurts. Huddy is my favorite Raider, man. It hurts to see him go. But at the end of the day, I get it. I understand it. And Andre James, man, like, the more what's funny was, Sanjit, you were sold on him, right? You were talking about Andre James early. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm not really too much afraid about that position anymore either, because we got Nick Martin who could back him up. I think the O-line is going to be okay. I think it's going to hold up, and I think it's only going to be better in year 2. I think this year they'll be okay. The following year they're going to be even better. But what was the initial question? I'm going off like a motherfucker.
He was saying that he got like a Kenyon Drake, and he's trying to he would get a Julio or whatever, so Carr could have pieces around him. I don't think that. I just don't think that at all. I think Gruden knows what Carr is. That's Gruden's quarterback. Unless Gruden gets rid of him, I'm not going to think of it otherwise. I think it's just rumors and just something we talk about. You know what I mean? And it's the quarterback. So when you lose games, who's going to be the first one to get blamed? It's the quarterback. That's just how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was gonna say I don't think the answer to the question is exclusive. I think two things could be right. I think Gruden could think that he needs to put these pieces around Derek Carr because Derek Carr needs that, and I also think he can be wrong. Like he can be wrong in that. He could be absolutely. That's what he's thinking is that Carr needs all these pieces. But at the end of the day, how many times did he have to wear egg on his face because Derek Carr played a good game? He had to admit it, and they still lost. He looked like he didn't even want to say this shit in the press conference. Like, you know what? We can't blame Carr. Carr played well.
Hey, when was the last time DC had a Julio Jones type of player?
He's never had one.
Okay, so
yeah, but when was the last?
On the defensive side of the ball, right? On the defensive side of the ball, we went all out on defense in the draft, in free agency. I guess we went and got John Brown and Willie Snead, and we got Kenyon Drake, which is a great addition. But we went all out on the defensive side of the ball. What's wrong with going and getting one of the best wide receivers of all time?
I don't disagree with that. I would answer that two parts. I would say you said when was the last time Derek Carr had a Julio Jones? When was the last time Matt Ryan had a Julio Jones? Like every fucking year, and they don't win anything, right?
But, I get it, but they've been to a Super Bowl. They were a half away from they were
a defense away from winning the Super Bowl.
Bruh, no, right? If they would have continued playing their game, they would have won the Super Bowl.
All right, that's fair. That's fair, but they said they should have been running the ball instead of throwing the ball.
No, if they would have continued to play the game,
they were up by like 20 points. They said they should have been running instead of throwing it.
Okay,
so Julio wouldn't even have been a factor.
But what do they do in the second half?
They start throwing the ball over the field, stopping the clock, giving New England a chance.
There you go.
So that's what I'm saying. So having Julio didn't even benefit them because they tried to give it to Julio. They should have just ran the ball. So what I'm saying is that we and my second part to that is we went out and did the whole defensive thing, kind of. It's like when you say you're going to take a girl on a date, it sounds good. But if you take it to McDonald's, it's not the same thing. It's a date, but it's McDonald's. Like they addressed the defense, but they didn't get nobody that we thought was now we over the top with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's so many pieces that we need.
You don't think that Yannick transforms that D-line?
Transform, yeah, but when the D-line is that ass, transform might not be enough.
I get that. But brother, you already know Rome wasn't built in one day. Like, at least we're moving towards something. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. So when you say it's going to take more than one day, then why would I give up my draft picks from next year? Because those are the days that Rome will be built in.
But one draft pick?
No. We agreed if it was one. We agreed.
Okay, okay. So we're talking about additional.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
We're talking about potential players, not you know what I mean. That's all.
Yeah.
But you're not wrong.
And I think can we all agree that if we woke up tomorrow and it said the Las Vegas Raiders gave away a first for Julio Jones, y'all would be okay with that or what?
Most definitely.
I'd be okay with that. Sure. I'd be okay with that because I don't think our first round pick next year is going to be a top 10 pick
at all.
And if it's a 19 or 20, I would give up a 20 for Julio Jones. Absolutely.
Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
Then somebody else got to get kicked off. If we brought Julio, then Zay's gone.
Zay, see you later, man. Bible study's over, player.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that's Carr's best friend, man. But
don't get too close to him. He get chopped too.
Shit, that brings me to the offensive line, man. And we were talking about it a little bit. Are they going to hold that?
Khalil Mack was Derek Carr's best friend. My bad, Ray. Go ahead. What would you say?
That's a fact.
That's cold. That's cold. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just Mac, all our young players, and we're in a whole nother rebuild, man. But anyways, we're rebuilding this offensive line now. Simple question, man. Do they hold up or not?
I'm just gonna make it quick. I think losing Hudson is gonna be felt more than people think. So I don't know if the rest of the line holds up. We got some good players. I think that the relationship that Carr had with his center, and I obviously I always say I'm a former quarterback. I just think that being able to know what each other wants in a split second, I think that's going to be lacking a little bit in the way Carr runs the offense, the way Gruden runs the offense. I can see there might be a little bit of a growing process with them and a learning curve. It could hurt us a little bit.
I think it's going to be more. I think we're going to hurt more at the offensive line in the locker room. I mean, when you got a guy like Hudson and Gabe Jackson, let's be honest now. Richie Incognito is the OG now, and he could be crazy sometimes. Let's just be real, man. Like sometimes you never know. One day he's the best person in the world. The next day he's in my Instagram story snoring and shit. You know what I mean? So, so all I'm saying is this, like, bro, like, I think we're gonna be good, but the morale in the locker room, it's gonna go down when you lose a guy like Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson, man. Trent Brown can go. We already know how we feel about him. But yes, we're gonna take a hit in the locker room. But I think these guys are gonna hold up. And I think that we picked up some depth on the O-line as well. There's some other guys, man, that can get around on the offensive line, is versatile as well. I think Cable's gonna shape up a great offensive line. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, my wife is gonna kill me. It's movie night. I gotta head out, y'all.
All right, fam.
All right, man.
Hey, man, good seeing y'all. Hey, everybody in the chat, make sure y'all subscribe to my brothers, man. For real. Raid, thank you for having me on your first. This is your first live, right? With everybody.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you making it, man. I really do, man.
Nah, my brother, man. Hey, I'll catch y'all soon.
Yes, sir. Right, hey,
man.
400 right here, man. And make sure y'all hit that like button. Go follow Doc's Graphk, Raider, Honcho, and Sanjit. Y'all probably already do. So just make sure y'all do that, though.
Damn,
but on that note right there, man, are y'all good?
Yeah. I actually want to give you my thoughts real quick on what your question was about the O-line. I do think that we're going to be worse when it comes to pass blocking. Our O-line, I'm not a huge PFF guy, but I was looking at this, I think, for one of my videos yesterday or the day before. Our O-line, I was surprised, was ranked as the best offensive line when it came to pass blocking. So I think from a pass blocking perspective, I think our O-line is definitely going to get worse. But from a run blocking perspective, I think we'll be better. I think our O-line was bad last year when it came to run blocking. And just because our players might not be better doesn't mean the unit can't work together better.
We agree on that. I just think as casual fans, we should probably put a little more respect on Hudson's name and not think it's just the easiest to replace a guy like that.
Absolutely.
And I think we should be expecting some trials and tribulations with whoever the center is going to be. Carr worked with him for so long. They knew the reads. He read the field. You know what I mean? I just think that it's not easy to replace a guy like that.
Absolutely.
No, that's why I have to ask the question. And really, I think it's going to get worse, man. I really do. Like, I got to see what they do. I'm not very optimistic on the offensive line. Someone commented Carr helps with his quick release. I think that will help if they do run better. If we do have a better run blocking, I think that'll help our play action pass. Because I know y'all talking about PFF. If you look, our play action pass was garbage. Like, I don't know why. If we're run first, why was our play action pass so bad?
You're only averaging 3.8 yards a carry. It's like, fuck it, go ahead and run. You ain't doing nothing with it.
So it might help if the run blocking is better. Then that might help the pass rush against the offensive line. It might just go hand in hand, but we have to see it for real.
Yep.
And quick release, that's post snap. I'm talking about issues pre snap. Yep. So if we don't get the right audibles and the right calls going in, it ain't gonna be no 3-step drop. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be messed up before the snap even goes off. So that's more what I'm thinking about is pre-snap. Derek Carr with the Monday. Here we go. Like, is James gonna be able to know exactly what Carr wants all the time? That's all.
I think he will. I think he will.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he will. Like I think the Raiders made the decision for a reason. Yeah. I just think that it's like one of those things where it's like if the Warriors got rid of Draymond Green, it's like, yeah, it seems like on paper you could replace him because then he scores 4 points a game. But then when you see him out there, you're like, oh, he do a little more for this team than just score. So it's not easy to replace glue guys like that.
Yeah, so, when it comes to calling out them blitzes and everything like that, you think he's going to be up to par, Sanjit? Andre is?
I think he absolutely will. He has to actually go out and do it in a real live game, right? Because he hasn't done it in a live game. He's only done it in practice. But when you look at like calling the protections and all that good stuff out, every center does it, right? It's not like Rodney Hudson's the only one that knew how to do it. Every center does it. Every backup center does it. Every college center does it. I don't know about high school, but every college center does it too, right? Now, I do think Rodney Hudson is obviously the better football player, right? He's maybe a Hall of Fame career, right? Obviously, we're not going to replace that, right? That's that's where we're going to definitely take a step back. But I think we'll be fine. I think center is a bit overrated in terms of, you need tackles, right? Your guards and centers, you can double team a guy, right? If that's what it came down to. We had John Simpson start against the Patriots, the best defensive. You gave Bill Belichick a week to come up with a plan, realizing that the left guard, Richie Incognito's out, and they have a rookie rookie left guard starting, and we're fine. We're perfectly fine against the Patriots. And that's a rookie in his third ever game, right? I don't think
so, man. I think we got demolished by the Patriots. I think the Patriots.
Carr
fumbled twice.
He was getting touched.
I think Carr got stripped twice.
But Sanjit find a way to blame Carr for that.
I think Carr was sacked twice and he fumbled twice. It just depends. That right there depends on Carr, depends on the line. I did see one where it was on the line. Who was playing right tackle that game? It wasn't Sam. It was. Was it
Young?
Sam Young?
Probably Young's
no, it was. Denzel Good was playing right tackle against the Patriots.
Who was playing right guard?
I think it was Gabe.
Okay, yeah. So Gabe. Okay, it was good. So you see what I'm saying? And that's now we're counting on Good to play right guard. So is Leatherwood going to be a better tackle in his rookie year than Colton Miller was?
Then Colton Miller, absolutely. That'd be hard if he's not, man. 17, 18 sacks.
I agree 100% with you saying, Jeet. I agree 100%.
Okay. I think Leatherwood will be for sure. That was a bad rookie year by Colton Miller. But as his progression shown, he's getting better. And someone said Tom Cable will have them ready. Man, I don't know. Is the time? Me personally, I feel like that Tom Cable. How do y'all feel about Tom Cable? Is he kind of getting overhyped, or is he just as good as everybody says? Because I remember just not too long ago, people were saying Tom Cable got to get out of here.
Yeah, but those are the same people that want us to get another quarterback. I think that I think Tom Cable is good, but at the end of the day, you still got to measure him against the talent he has. I mean, some years he's going to have better players to try to transform and get up to speed. And certain years he's going to have players that he has to do way too much and overextend, and they just don't have what it takes. So I think for the most part, he's been solid in his career. I don't think he's overrated or overhyped. I think he's rated just right, in my opinion.
I think Tom Cable's top 3 or 4 offensive line, greatest offensive line coach out there right now, on planet Earth, right? Obviously, he's in the NFL, but yeah, what was it? 3 years ago, people were killing Tom Cable, saying the Ravens need to replace him. He's trash, blah, blah, blah. I remember going back and forth with people on Twitter about this. Tom Cable is a fantastic offensive line coach. You can't measure it based off of, because Honcho, you're right? You have to have good players, one, but you have to also be able to implement your scheme, right? So if you're having 2 rookie offensive tackles starting, those guys aren't going to know how to block in every single situation. They're rookies. Yeah. They just got into the NFL. But you see that we had one of the best offensive lines last year and the year before as far as pass blocking. When it comes to run blocking specifically, I think your offensive linemen have to be the correct offensive linemen. Trent Brown was not a fit. I don't know why the hell we signed him, to be honest with you, because he was not a fit. He's lazy. He's slow. I don't know. It never made sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Tom Cable does his thing, but sometimes you're asking somebody to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it just always don't work. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, so y'all think the running game's gonna get better, but the passing game might get a little.
No, I think the pass game will be straight. I think they should put Carr in the shotgun more. Honestly,
okay.
I think because he makes quick reads. If I worry about Carr when he drops back, man. His 5-step to me just looks so nonchalant. It just he looks rushed a little bit to me. I always felt that way, and I don't like the way he looks when the pocket is collapsing. And I love Carr, but it I'd rather see him with 5-yard separation already. Maybe give a little read option to the running back. And, throw those slants to Ruggs and Wilder and get it popping like that, especially on 1st and 2nd down. I think the pass game will be fine. I think they'll find a way to get it done.
Okay. Because if you go look, Derek Carr is probably I think he's top 5 when it comes to just taking regular snaps.
Yeah.
When it comes to the play action pass, when it comes to being pressured, then he's not as good. I know CNG has said something about him being pressured. He gets a little antsy and he does some weird things. But it's weird because when you go look at him against the blitz, he's lights out.
Well,
but when it comes to pressure, then he gets a little shaky.
But just because you blitz don't mean it gets there.
Yeah,
create
exactly.
pressure.
And that brings me to my point is that when you watch, like, for an example, I know Sanjit talks about this when he was playing the Browns. When he threw that pass under pressure, they only had 3 people on the line. They only had 3 defensive linemen.
Yep, that's pressure, not blitz, right? That's
Yep. See what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I like Carr, but that makes me worried. Like, okay, can they just drop everybody back and just rush forward and then just wait for pressure to get on him and then have him make a mistake?
I think it depends where he's at. I think if he's in the middle of the field, he'll be fine. But once you get into the red zone or back up in your own territory, I think it is an issue, man. And that's why sometimes I think about the play calling is that, like, I think on a lot of those plays, it's one read, man. And when the read's not there, it's like, all right, well, he's not a natural tuck it and run guy. So I think he just waits and waits and waits. And as a quarterback, when you're sitting there waiting, you totally forget that this motherfucker's running full speed around these edges trying to get your head. So he just has to be better. He has to be more aware, in my opinion. He has to be more pocket awareness. And I think he'll be fine. He needs to climb the pocket a little more. He climbed the pocket great against the Jets, and I think that's why it was successful. But sometimes he likes to fade a little bit when he throws, like Aaron Rodgers a little bit. He likes to fade to a certain side, and sometimes he's fading right into his lineman that's blocking for him. And I've seen him fumble like that a few times. So he needs to have a better awareness and be stronger in the pocket, in my opinion.
But do you think he's going to just, like, he's going to year 8. Do you think he's going to develop that, or, like, at what point does he
I think it's not that he has to develop it. I think that it's almost like he's extending plays without running the ball. He's extending them by sitting in the pocket longer than he should. I think that there has to be, like, if it's going to be a fast read, the routes have to be right. It has to be the right call every time. But I think that you can't have a guy dropping back and there's only 2 routes. So one's a dig and one's a post, and you're running them to the same side of the field. It's like, well, if one guy's not open, chances are the other guy's not open. And I think he's sitting there waiting. I think if you just spread the field out more and get 1, 2, 3 reads and then dump it off to a Kenyon Drake, I think he just has to get the ball out of his hands a little faster on some of those plays where the pocket's collapsing. But I guess we'll see.
So I gotta ask you, Ray. We talked about it on Sunday, and I read a comment of yours somewhere saying you were gonna do like a film study of Derek and pressure and kind of see how that works. Did you ever look into it? Or are you still planning to do it?
Just like the way I do my videos in particular, you have to, like, go through a lot of film. So I am doing it. That one's just going to take me a little bit longer because you have to really go through the plays. You can't just go to, like, every play when he's pressured and then go, you know what I mean? You have to really watch the game. So right now I am working on that, but I'm working on a red zone film study right now. Us in the red zone and see what our issue is in the red zone. And I'm gonna try and drop that. And then I'm gonna try to do the pressure with Derek Carr. But right now I'm working on the Las Vegas Raiders in the red zone because everybody knows we had some issues in the red zone. And what do you guys think that's contributed to? Is that all play calling?
No, it's not all play calling. But I think a big part of it is not just play call. I think it's the personnel on the field. I think that as a defensive coordinator, right, or as a defensive coach, if you come out in that tight set, 2 running backs, 3 tight ends, whatever the case may be, if you make the field smaller for me, it's easier for me to cover you because then I could just play a freaking zone out there. How far are you going to run? You're going to run into a window of mine regardless. If you're only running, 8 men on the line of scrimmage and I have 11 guys, 5 DBs out there, like, bro, you're going to run into me. I don't even have to guard you. You're going to guard yourself. I think if we just did a better job of spreading the field and actually making the defense guard the field and defend the whole field, I think we would have better success. But I just think sometimes Derek Carr is too comfortable with getting the 3 points and not the touchdown. And I also think John Gruden is comfortable with getting the 3 points and not the touchdown, or he will call more aggressive plays down there, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Honcho. I do think that's a little bit of both, right? It is a little bit of, especially the packages that sometimes Gruden throws out there. Like, he'll throw 3 tight ends out there, which makes no sense, right? And then he'll put them in, and he'll go get in shotgun with 3 tight ends, out
and a running back out wide.
And
but I do think exactly. But I do think Derek Carr is also to be blamed. I think Derek Carr's biggest issue the one thing that I know Derek Carr is really, really bad at, that's moving with either within the pocket or moving outside the pocket. Derek Carr's not good at that, right? And I think that hinders the offense in the red zone because red zone's already hard to score, right? You're already you're already limited. You can't throw a 30-yard pass, right? You only have like 10, 15 yards. You got the back of the end zone. I think Derek Carr at times gets too conservative. And yeah, he's fine with taking 3 points. We got to score more than 3 points. I think the great quarterbacks in the red zone find a way to get it done, right? And I feel like Derek Carr is not getting it done right now. Doesn't mean he can't get it done, right? I just don't think he's getting it done right now. And on top of that, I think our playmakers aren't that good either. Like Henry Ruggs isn't a red zone guy, right? Darren Waller's a red zone guy, but you can bracket him. And then who's next? Who's after Darren Waller?
Yeah.
I mean, all right, we approaching an hour 40 here, man. I appreciate y'all coming on my show, my first live. I'm gonna still continue, but we're gonna go down and break down the running back and then get to the quarterback here in a little bit. And then after that, we're gonna wrap it up, man. I just wanted to ask y'all the quick questions about the running back group. Do you guys see Rashard staying, or are we cutting him? And what about the Regis?
I think Rashard is going to end up staying on the roster. I know we want one of the undrafted guys to step up, but I doubt it, man. Rashard's been around for such a long time. He's a good pass blocker, and you can't underrate that. Unless Kenyon Drake takes that role away from him, I don't see Rashard going anywhere.
At this point, I think if they were going to get rid of Rashard, I think they would have done it already, honestly. Just my opinion, because we could have used the cap already. We could have used the money. I think at this point, I think Gruden loves like familiar faces and people that kind of know what he wants already. So I think he's gonna be around.
Okay. Dang, I mean, I guess it's not too expensive, but call it what you want at that point.
I mean, I already said it. There's no way John Gruden's gonna allow Josh Jacobs to play every single game, man.
Yep.
This is not going to happen. If he does, he's going to be on a snap count. So you're going to need bodies. You're going to need bodies.
No, I agree. Since we got Drake, me personally, I think he's going to take carries away from Jacobs. I just really think Jacobs last year was 3rd in attempts, but he was like 8th in rushing. And that just shows like it could have been offensive line because his per attempts wasn't that great. It went down since the previous year, his rookie year to last year. But I just really think he's going to get some carries taken away. He won't be 3rd in attempts next year. I think he'll be more of like around the number 10 range in carries.
Yeah, but
I think Drake will take some of those.
I think for a guy, well, first of all, I think by numbers wise, I think Josh Jacobs' yards per attempt went down once Incognito got hurt, right? So I think with a healthy offensive line, I do think he's going to get less touches, but I think for him, less is more. I think with a healthy offensive line, he shouldn't have to have 30 carries a game to get 100 yards. I just don't think that's going to have to happen.
Yep.
So.
Okay. I mean, that's 3 quality running backs. Do you guys agree that we'd be top 3 in the running back category then? You got
Nah, I don't.
You got the Saints, you got the Browns, and you got the Colts. I would say that are.
You mean top 3 is like a tandem, a duo, or like a running back room?
Running back room.
Yeah, I think you could put Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs in top 5, top 6.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Now, will they be top 5 or top 6 in like yards per
production?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You don't know? You don't think so? In top 5, they won't be in production?
It's going to depend on that O-line, man. I think running back's such a dependent position. It's going to really depend on that O-line. But more than just the O-line, right? Like the offense has to take shots deep. We can't just let teams stack the box when Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, but you saying that you think that the offensive line will do better in the running, right? Or run blocking.
Yep.
So wouldn't that just mean he would produce more?
Well, I think they're going to be better than last year, but last year we're bottom 7, right?
Yeah.
In run blocking. I think we'll be better in terms of run blocking, but I want to see it first too, right? I feel they're going to be better, but I'm not always right. So
I think Jacobs so far, especially with how the offensive line was last year, he was top. Okay, hold on. Let's do this real quick. Is Jacobs top 10 running back?
Yes.
Top 5.
I think he's like 6, right? 6, 7. He's like right there.
5B, maybe 5B.
He's right there, right? But
I would say he's like 6 or 7. Yeah,
he's right there.
I would say he's 6 or 7. Okay.
I mean, you know what though? You know what? As long as you don't put Chris Carson in the top 5, I'm good with that. But I'm not putting Carson over Josh Jacobs, and I've seen some people do.
I don't even have Carson in my top 10. So.
Oh shit! I think he might be like 9. Carson might be 9.
Carson, yeah, I don't even have him
He's
in my
solid.
top 10 because you have Dalvin Cook, Henry, CMC, Kamara, Saquon Barkley,
Chubb.
Chubb. That's pretty much who I would have before Jacobs, and that's
Absolutely.
debatable with Saquon Barkley. That's debatable because, I mean, the dude hasn't really been playing like
I think
that.
Saquon Barkley's a monster though, bro.
You got to be on the field though. Like,
I agree, but Jacobs ain't been on the field a lot either, yo. When you think about it,
now I want to say, I can't agree with that because he was third in attempts last year.
yeah, because but think about it, right? It's like if you watch a boxing match that goes 12 rounds and this guy landed more punches than this guy, but he threw more punches in 1 or 2 rounds, right? So yeah, he might have led in attempts because maybe certain games he ran the ball a lot. But I'm just saying, in his first 2 seasons, he's missed more games than I would want my first round running back to miss. What's he got? 4 or 5 missed games?
I think more than that.
Yeah, like he's missed a lot of games, bro.
I mean, 1,000 yards,
bro. In 16, 1,000 yards is literally like 60 yards a game, bro.
Yeah, it's like 65 yards a game.
Look, man, you saying he missed games? That's all I'm saying. If you miss games,
yeah,
he's still producing. I'm just saying Saquon ain't even on the field.
Yeah, but Saquon's resume says that when he is on the field, he's better than Josh Jacobs when Josh Jacobs is on the field.
Saquon Barkley has more potential. Put it that way. Saquon Barkley has more potential than Josh Jacobs. I do think he's better. I'm not saying he's not, but
Saquon Barkley, look, when healthy, I don't know what he's gonna be now.
When healthy,
what he was, him and Josh Jacobs ain't the same, bro. They not the same.
No, I agree with.
And that's what I was saying.
I don't even know if Josh Jacobs. What happened?
That's what I was saying. I named those 6 running backs. Then I have Josh Jacobs.
Okay. All right. I don't know what
saying, but that's why I said Saquon is debatable because he's just not on the field.
Nah, he's not debatable, bro.
It's debatable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not debatable. I'm taking Saquon over Chubb. I'm taking Saquon over
CMC.
I'm taking him over Dalvin Cook. I like McCaffrey. Though. I like McCaffrey, but Dalvin Cook's too much of a speed guy for me, man. Them hammies don't never last, yo. They never last. His inner tubes always pop. Straight up.
I mean, that was I don't know. I just got to see him on the damn field. You know what I mean? His foot hurt. His foot was hurt, and then his foot was hurt, and then he was what? He
had a high ankle sprain. He had a high ankle sprain and only missed like 2 games, bro. Bounced right back and was shitting.
Yeah, but he didn't even play last year.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about before that. You think Josh Jacobs played like a top 5 running back last year?
I don't have him as a top 5 running back.
No. So what do you think he played like last year?
I would have him at 7 or 8.
Last year?
Yeah.
I think his potential has him at 7 or 8. Last year he wasn't a top 7 running back, bro.
I think you guys are talking about 2 different things.
Probably. We from two different sides of the country. We probably is.
Probably.
We probably is.
I'm talking about because the way I see it is like we all know our running was trash because of the offensive line. Josh Jacobs was still out.
Saquon Barkley hasn't had the best offensive lines, bro.
No. I think the thing is, I never said Saquon Barkley is over Josh Jacobs though.
No, but when you say debatable what?
Because Saquon didn't play, he's hurt. He got an injury. That's what I'm saying.
He's debatable top 5.
Saquon Barkley's debatable top 5.
Yeah, you made the statement that Saquon's debatable. Like debatable what? Like debatable that he's top 5.
I'm saying that it's debatable that I will put Josh Jacobs before Saquon Barkley because of his injury.
Sanjit, we wasn't arguing 2 different things. We arguing the same shit. I'm not putting Josh Jacobs ahead of Saquon Barkley, even off of injury. That's just me. Because Saquon Barkley, I've seen him run away from defenses. I've never seen Josh Jacobs run away from a defense.
See, that's the thing. I'm not saying you're talking about Saquon Barkley running away from people. He ain't running away from nobody with the way his fucking ACL is.
Bro,
that's what I'm saying, man. But I'm just saying this.
We talking about when they both when they both on the field 100%. Saquon Barkley is better than Josh Jacobs.
Saquon Barkley is better.
Then we good. We agree.
I said that. Did I not say that?
I said that too.
No, I think what DG's saying is right now, though, DG's saying Saquon Barkley is not as good as Josh Jacobs.
You got to think. You just asked me, did Josh Jacobs play like that last year? I mean,
I think look what I'm saying is
played like that last year.
What I'm saying is even an injured Saquon Barkley is going to put up 1,000 yards. If he's on the field, he's going to run. He's going to get yards. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that last year, all right. Basically, what I'm saying is I think our running game is better with Saquon Barkley than Josh Jacobs, regardless of what the line is.
For sure.
Oh, then what the hell are we arguing for?
I'm just talking about he was hurt last year. You got to think. You said, "Oh, was Josh Jacobs that last year?" Saquon Barkley didn't even play last year, so he wouldn't even be considered.
No. You're right. You're right about that. What I'm saying is, we're talking about a top 5 running backs right now. You can't not put Saquon in it because he was hurt last year. Like, he's still the guy.
Yeah,
the last time we saw him,
he was the guy. I did put him.
Yeah.
I did.
It. You got it.
So we can agree on that.
I got that COVID shit. You got it.
We can agree on that then. We can agree on that. That Josh Jacobs is like he's not top 5.
6 or 7. Yes, he's 6 or 7. But I'm just going on record saying I would put Saquon, a healthy Saquon, above a lot of those guys. Maybe 1 or 2. I
think most people would. I think most people have to agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Then we cool.
For sure. One thing I did notice, I skipped on the tight ends. We got a top 2 tight end. I think that's just not even that one. I don't think is debatable. Arguably number 1, but I'm not. It's whatever. I'll take number 2. I'm not even tripping. The he's a dog, right? Waller.
Yeah, absolutely. Waller and Morrow are going to play a lot this year. I think Morrow is going to hit 600-700 yards if he gets the targets. I think he'll hit 600 or 700 yards. I think Gruden was talking super high of Morrow just recently, right, in one of his videos.
No, he was. I think Morrow's going to really step it up this year. And going back to look at them red zone plays, man, looking through that film, we was running some trash, garbage plays to Witten. Like, why are we running screen plays to Witten, man? Like, it was terrible. This dude, his vision was garbage. Once he got the ball in his hands, he just ran right into the first defender he seen. That was rough right there. But I really want to see Morrow go out there and put in some work, man. And that brings me to the last, but I'm going to go ahead and go to the last, because we're approaching 2 hours now, but I'm going to go to the last spot. And we've been talking about it a little bit already, and that's the quarterback room. What man, I don't even know how to start this, man, because I know this man, Sanjit. Look, I know you like Carr, Sanjit, but
he don't.
I'll just start it off like this. Is because I know Sanjit asked me this. Do you think Carr is a better quarterback than Gruden is an offensive coordinator? I say that right, Sanjit?
That is right. I said John Gruden is a better offensive coordinator than is Derek Carr as a quarterback. And I stick with that. I do think that.
That's Negatron, bro. Negatron. Negative. No possible way. Like, I've seen Carr do more with less than what Gruden's done with what he's had.
I mean, Gruden's had multiple top 10 offenses throughout his coaching career, like multiple top 10. And Derek Carr's had how many top 10 offenses outside of 2015? How many?
That's fair. But let me ask you this, right? In John Gruden's career, we had those top offenses. How many top defenses did he have as well? And he ain't got shit to do with defense.
I mean, I know he won.
Sometimes your best offense is having a great defense. So I think it goes hand to hand. He's put together some great offenses, yes. But when he was with the Raiders, he had a top 6 defense and 2 top 9 defenses. And we already know what he had when he went to Tampa, a team he didn't even build that he won a championship with. So what I'm saying is that I think that if you put Derek Carr on a lot of other teams, he wins. You take John Gruden and put him on other teams, I don't know if he's as successful as Derek Carr would be on another team.
So what team would Derek Carr go to and he wins?
The Colts.
Give me a team.
The Colts.
What team? Colts?
The Colts.
So you don't think if John Gruden went to the Colts with the way that defense is, that's a top 5 defense, you don't think John Gruden wins with the Colts?
With Phillip Rivers? No.
Well, they have Carson Wentz now.
Carson Wentz? No.
Carson Wentz finna fold under Gruden.
No. But you're kind of proving. Oh, he's folding under Gruden. You're kind of proving my point, though. If Gruden is such a good offensive genius or whatever, your point can't be, well, with that defense. Well, then you're proving my point that he needs a stout defense. Derek Carr went 12-3 with a top 20 defense. What John Gruden do with a top 20 defense? Not a damn thing.
Well, here's the thing, right? We won 12 games 1 year, and we had the 20th defense, but we were also seventh in turnovers, right? So when it comes to, and outside of that 1 year, how many times did Derek Carr win 9+ games outside of that 1 year? How many times did we make the playoffs outside of that 1 year?
How many games should he have won last year in spite of John Gruden's lack of creativity with play calling?
I mean, see, that's the thing, and that's where we'll always disagree, right? Is you say it's John Gruden's lack of play calling. I say it's Derek Carr's lack of ability, right? I think Derek Carr is what's holding the offense back, not John Gruden.
So if it's Derek Carr's lack of ability, why would Derek Carr start on 90% of the team? He can start on every single team. John Gruden can't take Andy Reid's job. John Gruden can't.
Derek Carr can't take.
Listen. John Gruden can't take Sean Payton's job. Derek Carr can go take their quarterback's job.
I mean, who's their quarterback? Derek Carr is not starting over Drew Brees. Obviously, Drew Brees is no longer there, but I mean,
I don't know about that one.
No, I'm not saying that. Their quarterback is James Winston.
Hey, okay.
You think Derek Carr wouldn't win with the Vikings?
He could. He absolutely could. But Kirk
Cousins, Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook.
So put Kirk Cousins on this Raiders team with John Gruden. You think they win more than 8 games?
I believe Derek Carr is better than Kirk Cousins. I'm not arguing that at all, right? Okay. I'm not arguing that at all.
Okay.
I do. All I said was, and again, I'll stay with it, is John Gruden is a better offensive coach from a play calling perspective, the way he designs offenses, the way he gets his players to play on the offense side of the ball. I think he's better. Let me put it this way. If the Raiders moved on from Derek Carr and let Marcus Mariota take over the offense, I don't see that big of a drop, assuming that Marcus Mariota is going into his 4th year with John Gruden, right? Derek Carr is 4 years into the system. If Marcus Mariota has that same 4 years in the system, I think there's not that big of a drop.
But Marcus Mariota lost to the Chargers that Derek Carr beat with the same head coach.
You can say that, but I mean, it came down to the defense in both games. And in
one game,
hold
on. That Chargers game, though, what was it? A minute?
Mariota he threw an interception with a minute 20 left on their 20-yard line.
And I totally understand that, right? I totally understand that. But at the same time, that was Marcus Mariota's first game in John Gruden's system. First time.
That was the missed throw, though.
Hold on. Marcus Mariota did not even call one audible in that game. He didn't go up there and say kill and switch any play, not even once. And that's because this is his first time running a John Gruden system. Derek Carr in John Gruden's first year won, 4 games?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not saying that Marcus Mariota's necessarily a better passer of the football than Derek Carr, because he's not, right? He's not. But what Marcus Mariota does, I think John Gruden would like that more, and that's he can make plays with his legs. And I'm not talking about just taking off running, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about get outside of the pocket and make the pass downfield, which Derek Carr doesn't do.
He shouldn't have to.
Say that again?
Why does he have to?
That's how you win, man. You have to make off script.
If that's how you win, then why didn't Mahomes win why didn't he win the Super Bowl last year? If that's how you win.
I mean, he was
got out the pocket. He was throwing the ball from damn levitating off the ground.
Patrick Mahomes was better than 30 other teams, and he lost to one team in the Super Bowl. Don't forget, just because he lost the Super Bowl, he was still in the Super Bowl.
No. But he lost to a quarterback that couldn't get outside the pocket.
Tom Brady gets outside the pocket.
No. Bruce Arians is a great offensive coordinator. That's why they knew what to do.
I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily 100% agree with that.
So Sanjit, you're saying Mariota would have won the same amount of games as Carr last year?
Not last year. No, not at all.
In 2017?
You mean 2018?
2018 with Jordy Nelson, he would have won as many. He would have won 4.
If Marcus Mariota was entering the 3rd season of John Gruden, I think he would have a similar impact to what Derek Carr has. You're talking about Marcus Mariota in playing his first ever game in John Gruden's system when he played with the Chargers or against the Chargers, right? That was his first ever official game of Marcus Mariota with John Gruden. Mariota didn't even call an audible in that game. Like, just go back, watch that game.
But that's not. But that, I mean, yeah, you're right. But I guess my argument is more that, like, I think I can see Derek Carr going on the best teams in the NFL, and the drop off is not significant. I can see some of those quarterbacks coming to our team with John Gruden and it being problematic. I can see that. I don't know if Josh Allen is Josh Allen when he plays for us. I don't know.
So I just wanted to with the Mariota thing, because I disagree. I don't think Mariota's that good. I think he's a cool quarterback. He's competent, but I don't think he's as good as Carr. Because Carr, are we going to agree that Carr's a top 10 quarterback?
Sanjit has him at 12.
I see he's a top 12 quarterback.
Yeah.
You probably put him at top 10.
I respect that, though. I respect that.
So when Mariota was on the Titans, do you think he was better than Carr?
No.
I mean, that's why he's no longer with the Titans, right?
Well, that's so because this right here.
Hold on, before
Mariota's records with the Titans, right? He only won 9 games once. He's only won 9 games once.
I mean,
that's because he didn't have Gruden.
How many times has Derek Carr won 9 games?
How many times he has an opportunity to win 9 games?
He had 12 wins that year and went
one
to the
time
playoffs.
outside of that.
No. But mind you, the Titans, hold on. Mind you, Derek Carr had the 20th ranked defense. That year, Mariota won 9 games. He had the 7th ranked defense.
Look, Mariota didn't work out with the Titans, right? That's why he's obviously no longer there. But Ryan Tannehill didn't work out with his team initially, right? Drew Brees didn't work out initially with his team, right? Quarterbacks sometimes take time. Quarterbacks go in different systems. The system is what makes a quarterback great, right? If Patrick Mahomes went and played for the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, he would not have been what he is with Andy Reid, right?
I agree.
That's a fact, right?
I agree.
A offensive system is what's going to make a quarterback what a quarterback is. That's why Jared Goff can be a top 10 offense one year, and then there's a huge drop off.
Okay,
where he gets cut, right?
But my point.
No. Hold on, Ray. I gotta say this before I forget. I'm old. I'm older than y'all. I'll be forgetting shit. So if you just said that the quarterback is pretty much the product of the offensive scheme, then how can you say Derek Carr was holding the Raiders back and not the offensive scheme if Derek Carr is a product of the offensive scheme?
It's because Derek Carr has a limitation, and that's
so why didn't he have those limitations with Jack Del Rio and Musgrave?
He did. He won 4 games the first year and 6 games the third year. Like, let's not one good year. He had 2 other years too, right? Okay. And I'm not hating on Derek, man.
I know. I'm
not hating on Derek. I'm just saying though, people kill John Gruden and say it's John Gruden that's holding us back. How do you guys know it's John Gruden holding us back? How do you know it's not Derek Carr that's holding us back?
I think it's John Gruden holding us back because I just feel like when I'm watching the game, when it becomes predictable to me, that sheds light on the play calling. That sheds light on what the calls are being given to the quarterback. And yes, Derek Carr can change the play all he wants, but at the end of the day, that's still his coach and still his boss. At some point, he has to trust him and say, look, he's going to get us into a play that works. But if you think if Andy Reid was on the Raiders and John Gruden wasn't, we wouldn't be a top 4 offense with the same exact players? Yes, we would. We would, because we wouldn't struggle in the red zone like that with Andy Reid. You see what he does.
I don't think it's Andy. Andy Reid calls a play. He tells a receiver go run a post, a receiver to go run
whatever it is. You said the quarterback.
It's up to the quarterback to execute those plays. It's up to Patrick Mahomes to execute Andy Reid's plays.
Okay, so let me ask you. But that's my point. So you said, get back to your point about getting out of the pocket, right? Got to get out of the pocket to win. Do you really think that Ryan Tannehill will be better on the Raiders than Derek Carr just because he can get outside the pocket?
He does it better than Derek Carr.
But would he win 8 games with that team we just had without the play action to Derrick Henry?
Maybe not. But that's Derrick because of, Ryan Tannehill is in a good system, right? He has a good running game. He has a good defense. He has a good coach. There's so many ways to win in the league, right? I would argue that the best way to win for long-term success is to have a good offense. I know defense wins Super Bowls, which is a fact, right? But having a great defense, you can fall off real quick, right? Defenses don't last. I think having good offense is the way to have long-term success.
Okay, but we could agree that Kansas City's had a great offense the past 2 years, and we can make the argument that San Fran was a quarterback away from beating them. And we could say that they got blown out last year with that great offense.
But they got to the Super Bowl 2 straight years.
I'm not. We're not.
But you got to think that the Chiefs had technically the best. Well, not technically, one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league, right?
Yep.
Last year, points allowed, they were 7th.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you
seventh
can't
worst
really
or seventh best.
seventh best in points allowed.
Yeah,
So you mean to tell me
that's why they're in the Super Bowl, right? They didn't lose the Super Bowl.
And I think that brings me to my point that you can't judge Carr right now when you don't have a defense at all. And when I go tell you about Mariota, he had the 7th ranked defense and he won 7 games and the offense was ranked 20, I think it was 26th. It was worse than 25th. It's like, come on, like if he was that good and he moving out the pocket and all that, why would he have the 25th ranked offense and he only has 7 wins with the 7th ranked defense? So if Carr had the 7th ranked defense at all, any time of his career, do you think he wins? He wins more than 7 games.
No, absolutely. I totally agree.
It's so when you start talking about Mariota and John Gruden's system, look, I mean, me personally, I think John Gruden's not even going to get rid of Carr. I've said this before. He's not getting rid of Carr because once he gets rid of Carr, that's when his reputation is on the line. That's when his reputation is on the line. He has to find his own quarterback. He has to find his guy, and then this will be all on John Gruden. That's why I think he keeps Carr around because he knew Carr was good.
Yeah, but he's gonna, you know what he'll do? He'll get rid of Carr when he finally assembles a top 5 defense, and then whatever quarterback they bring in, they'll win.
I think that's what's going to happen.
But
I totally think
I've seen Joe Flacco go to a Super Bowl. I've seen Colin Kaepernick go to a Super Bowl. I've seen Alex Smith have success in the playoffs. Like at the end of the day, you got to have a defense on the other side of the ball. None of those 3 quarterbacks are better than Derek Carr. Period. And if they can go to the Super Bowl, I'm not going to sit here and blame Derek Carr for our struggles right now. He's improved every single year. What hasn't improved is the play calling, the creativity with the playbook. That's why you haven't seen Henry Ruggs run any routes except a post and a go. Period. I mean, even when Derek Carr throws the interceptions because Renfro's running the same route. Wilder's running the same route. Why do you have Witten in? Why is Foster Moreau not playing? Like the creativity is what's lacking. Yes, Carr might be limited in some of his abilities, but he has more than enough ability to win more games. Period.
Yeah, I think another issue with our offense is we don't have good offensive playmakers outside of Waller, right? I think we need a good wide receiver like Julio Jones. I think that would take our offense to the next level. You look at quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, these guys win, right? They're winning because they have good talent around them, whether it's on the defense side of the ball or on the offense side of the ball. I don't think quarterback it's the most important position, but I don't think it's the most important position in terms of actually winning, right? Because a lot of quarterbacks can win, right? Honcho Smith, Joe Flacco got into the Super Bowl, right? And a lot of that's probably because of the defense, right? But Joe Flacco also got traded away, right? And that's so they can continue having that good defense, right? It's interesting, man. I feel like the Raiders this year, if they can give Derek Carr a top 12, 13 defense, which might not happen this year, maybe that's next year, but even a top 17 defense, if you give Derek Carr a top 17 defense, we'll see what Derek does, right? But here's the thing, right? Because in 2018, we didn't have a good offensive line. We won 4 games, and the excuse was our offensive line was bad, right? And then the year after, our linemen got a little bit better. Then it was like, oh, well, now our defense sucks, right? For the last 2 or 3 years.
So at a certain point, you talking about when he first came in as a rookie, or are you talking about when Gruden first came?
With Gruden.
Okay.
With Gruden. So at a certain point, we're either going to have, a lot of help for Derek Carr on the offense side of the ball, or we're going to have a lot of help on the defensive side of the ball with less help for Carr on the offense side of the ball. We haven't built like that, right? So we haven't seen Derek Carr with a bottom 10 in terms of cap offensive line when, he might not have all the weapons. But then we might have a better defense, but we'll have to see what is Carr going to do at that point, right? Like, does Carr need help on the offense side of the ball? Or can he, like Lamar Jackson, I think his offense around him is pretty bad, right? I think he doesn't have good playmakers. I think his team's kind of bad on the offense side of the ball.
Yeah. They have a better coach, better defense, and they run the offense specifically to his skill set. If we were running offense specifically to Carr's skill set, he'd be in the shotgun almost every time.
And Josh Jacobs would get as many carries.
No, I agree. I totally agree with you guys. I do think to put Carr in shotgun, I think Honcho mentioned it, that we should do it more. I think the reason why we don't do it is because we don't have the weapons, right? We don't have guys where you can get Carr in shotgun because you got to get a guy. If they bring a 5th guy right off the line, off the edge. Carr has to get it out quickly, and I don't know if there's receivers that we have that can win outside of Waller, right? I don't think we have.
If they bring a fifth guy off the edge, why isn't the running back chipping on his way out to the flat?
And that's fine if that's what happens, right? But if we're in shotgun,
you gotta call it though.
Carr is good. Like I said earlier, Carr is great against the blitz. So if you send a blitz, that's the thing. Carr's IQ, man. I just think Carr, as a true quarterback, he's really good, man. I feel like, especially when we say he's in the top half, we can agree he's top half. But me, I say he's top 10 for sure. I don't think you could name 11 quarterbacks, but me, I couldn't name 10 quarterbacks better than Derek Carr. I can only name maybe 5 to 7.
Yeah, but go ahead.
And it's like I wouldn't want to replace that. Like that's not a problem.
Well, I've always said that people think the grass is green on the other side, but it's really just greener where you water it. And I just think we got some good patch of grass over here with Derek Carr. We need to water it by, like Sanjit said, give him some weapons, but more importantly, build that defense, because the fact that Derek Carr is arguably a top 10 quarterback almost every year, he's in top 10 stats almost every year without a number one receiver, without a legit, like if he's putting up those type of numbers with nobody, then how does he not get the benefit of the doubt that he's not the problem? Or that he gets more of the blame than Gruden should? I just don't get it.
Well, here's the thing too, right? Is the Raiders haven't committed to Carr yet long term.
Facts.
Interesting. That's very interesting to me, right? He's only getting $20 million. Like, why would Carr, if he's a top 10 quarterback, not say, hey, I want $35 million? Or at least lock it in right now, right?
I don't think that's in Carr's character.
And we don't know what he's saying. We don't know what he's saying behind the scenes. He's not a public guy.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So we don't know. We don't know. Maybe that's why there's no extension yet. Maybe they're going back and forth on numbers. We don't know. I do think that Carr's been disrespected by the organization and John Gruden. And I just think how much better is it going to get unless you get Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, how much better is the next guy going to be than Derek Carr? What's he going to do? Throw for 4,400 yards instead of 42? Like, I just don't like, look what Deshaun Watson did last year. He's supposed to be so damn good and he could run outside the pocket. He didn't win a damn thing. Right. So Derek Carr is good enough, man, period. End of discussion. He's good enough. He might not be the best, but he's good enough to get it done, man. I just think Gruden needs to be better.
It's just gonna be interesting, man. I'm really pumped up. I'm really pumped up for that first preseason game, man. Like, I don't even care about Carr and the first.
I don't want to even.
I'm excited to watch the second string guys.
I'm ready for everything, man. Because a lot of things are going to be answered this year. I feel like personally, there's almost no excuse. We have we got a DC that's competent. I think we could agree that we got a defensive coordinator that's competent. We went and got a safety that the fans wanted. This isn't a guy that just random. Nah, we actually were preaching. We want Merrick. We got the guy we wanted.
Facts.
We got 2 good running backs. We got a top 3 tight end. We got a top half quarterback. I mean, at this point, our defense is really on our defense, and then we demolished the O-line. We got to make sure the O-line answers that call. And with that, it's like a lot of things are gonna be answered, man. And this year right here, I feel like this year falls on Gruden, man. Like this year falls on Gruden. This will probably I'm gonna probably end it up wrap it up because we've been on here for a little over 2 hours, man.
Yeah,
I know I'm
in the afterlife right now, bro. This is a hologram.
Pedialyte and some soup.
Yeah.
Shit,
but I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up here. But man, if we don't figure it out this year, if we don't make the playoffs, what is the biggest change you see to the team?
Going into next year?
Yes. If we don't make the playoffs, do you see a dramatic change in the team?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, though, right? Are we a top 13 defense and the 20th offense? Are we the 10th best offense and the 30th defense, right? I think it's going to depend on how we kind of end the season off, right? But like, let's say Derek Carr throws for 4,700 yards, we win 6 games. I mean, I'm sure at that point there's something else other than Derek Carr. But at the same time, let's say we have a top 10 defense, and let's say Derek Carr gets sacked 38 times, which would be 3 times as much as he got sacked last year, right? Or maybe it's 2.5 times as much as he got sacked last year. And let's say Derek Carr starts seeing things that aren't there. Let's say he starts panicking. If that's what's happening, then you got to consider that as being the issue, right? You just got to be honest and you just got to think about what's the issue, what's holding us back.
I don't think this season even matters in the long run of what they're trying to do. I keep saying I think this team is going to be built for 2022, 2023, which is why until they extend Derek Carr, I have to feel like they don't have the quarterback they want. And if they don't have the quarterback they want, then how can the expectations be Super Bowl or playoffs, right? So I think that this year is just another stepping stone. I think even if we don't win as many games as we did last year, I think if we just stop losing games the way we did, play better situational football on defense, and our offense stays top 10 and relevant in the NFL, I don't think you make any changes. That's why I think you keep your draft picks and you just continue to reload this team instead of rebuilding it. Every time you get rid of a player, you got to rebuild and replace. I think we just reload through the draft and we just continue to take steps. Eventually, we're going to catch the Buccaneers and the Chiefs on the way down, and we'll be going on the way up. I think you just got to wait your turn, man. So that's what I think.
Okay, man. Hey, man, we're going on 2 1/4 right now, man. I didn't think. I'm sure this always happens. You didn't think you were going to be on this long, but hey, I appreciate Graphk Raider for stopping by. He was on here earlier for those that are still tuned in and that just got in. He was on earlier. I appreciate him stopping by. Sanjit, man, I appreciate you stopping by for real, because when I first started this, you brought me on your show. You know what I mean? You reached out to me, everything. For those who don't know, me and Sanjit go way back. You know, we're from the same city. We play football together, everything like that. Hey, Honcho too, man. When Honcho first started his YouTube, man, I was watching. You know what I mean?
On it.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate you coming on, man, and showing some love, getting back to me and hopping on the live, man. This is my first live. I appreciate all the subscribers, everybody watching. Go hit that like, man. Go hit that like for real. But I appreciate everybody tuning in for real. About a step off here. Hey, I appreciate you guys, man, for real.
Yeah, real quick. Hey, appreciate you having me on Rate the Tape. If y'all not subscribed yet, go subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Sanjit, make sure you get on that. Yo, man, I appreciate your always support from day one, man. So even though I was a little under the weather, I told you I was coming through. That's a real one. I came through. You know what it is. And Sanjit, man, always appreciate the conversation, man. I feel like if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room. And every time I'm in the room with you, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. So I always appreciate the intellect and the back and forth, brother.
Hey, I appreciate both you guys as well, man. Like this show was legit. It was good. I had a good time. So I actually told DG that I'm only going to be here for an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm well over 2 hours.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Hey, like I said, though, man, I really do appreciate y'all coming on. I know it takes time out of your day and everything like that, out of your night. Everybody got families.
It's the next day for me, bro. Over here, it's Friday, son.
Yep. I hear you, man. Oh, snap. It is. Yep, that East Coast. Hey, but appreciate y'all coming on, man. Hey, until next time, man, rate the tape.
Oh, he left us?
Yeah, he did leave us.
God damn, man. Are we still on? We off, right?
I don't know. I think we're still live.
Nah, we ain't live.
I think we are live. I don't think you got to hit the end button, man.
Did he hit the end button or did he just exit out on us?
I think he just exited out on us, man.
Yo, tell us